Lionel. Somebody hit me up on Discord that was asking.
Big dick.
Okay.
It's the dude that sent us the Nakama threads, like the
Hello, everyone! Welcome to another episode of TOPT. My name is Larry.
Lawrence.
Lionel. Seb.
And this is TOPT, where we talk One Piece and anime. Woo! Let's go!
Get better at that, man.
I'm trying. As always.
Making the effort.
It's hard. No, I was going to sing something inappropriate. All right. Anyway, what up, y'all? How y'all doing? It is episode 213. Today, we will be discussing One Piece chapter 1155. And I did something special for you. We added an extra 30 minutes to this episode as well, courtesy of Marv letting us do so. So thank you to Marv. Can we please get some W's in the chat for Marvelous, please? Thank you, Marv. And thank you to everybody that's currently here. I also want to give a huge thank you to everybody for last stream. We wanted to get 1,000 likes. We ended up getting over like 1,700 likes.
Oh, wow.
So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you.
Yo,
Man.
when we have more likes on the video, because a bunch of you guys are always in here, right? And you just leave and don't say nothing, right? When you leave that like, yo, the video shoots up to like way more people. So this last stream happens to be one of our biggest streams. So thank you so much to all of you. So I'm gonna say it again. I would really like to hit 1,000 likes. So if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We love you for doing so. Thank you. When it comes to super chats, I know they be coming in. When it comes to memberships, I know they be coming in. I just want to say thank you first and foremost. You don't have to send them, but if you do, thank you. We will read them organically. That means sometimes if you send a super chat, we might not reach it for like half an hour because we're yelling at each other. So there's nothing we can really do until we're done, but we will read every single super chat. Now, I know there's people here, they want to get on the phone, they want to call us in Discord. If we have time for that segment, we'll be able to do it. If not, I'm so sorry. There are times where we just want to talk to y'all, but unfortunately, we are a podcast that gets a lot of super chats, and we need to read those. So first and foremost, thank you for your attention. Thank you for being here. And Seb, everybody's here for it, bro. So let's say what's up to chat. Let's read super chats until 6:10. And then we'll jump right into the chapter.
Yeah, should be a fun episode. Like Larry said, like the stream if you guys haven't already. I see 400 people in here, only 214 likes. Hit that like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, so there's a new feature on YouTube.
Oh.
Okay, so when you type in chat, you get experience points. When you super chat, you get more experience points. I don't necessarily know how much the increments of experience points you get in live chat when you super chat. So, but you'll start to notice next to your name, you have a crown.
Yeah.
And it says like number 1, number 2, or number 3. So those are the top 3 fans in the live chat. Now, if you, I think you can go to top fans at the top of the live chat on your desktop or like on your phone, and you'll be able to even see if you're top 10. So it's a new feature YouTube included. It's pretty dope. Shout out to Spotify and Apple Podcast gang. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, my bad, Seb. Just wanted to say that.
Should be dope. Try to be the number 1 fan. I see a bunch of people in here. Our number 3 fan right now, Dope 40, 420. I see Sweet Meat, Clappity Yo Cheeks, John Hardy, Agent Q, Yops, Sophia's in here. What's up, Sophia?
Yo,
Alex Perez.
You're not supposed to laugh at that.
Tyler.
I think it was so ridiculous and called me soft. I'm like, what?
Antoine Hart, Mr. Aura, Mike Ball, G5s, ODB, AMs, Darius, Wade the Asian, Rono, Silky's in here. What up, Silky?
What up, Silks?
Raymundo's in here, Ice Cold Juice, Trafalgar D. Jenny, Saint TP, Nerds in here. What up? NYC Anime Nerd, Ian Butler, Johnny Fields. Just so many. Please hit that like button if you haven't already. I see Cyborg Frankie. We're going to get to Super Chats now, just because there's a lot to talk about in this chapter.
Yeah, there's a lot.
We got some stuff to get to. So I see Molzanik became a Nakama.
Thank you.
Man of Steel became a Nakama.
Thank you.
We got $2 from Project Iceman.
The
it says,
boy.
Super chats are donations, right? Tax deductible? The question. And then he donated 10 gifted memberships.
Thank you for the 10
Thank you
gifted,
so
brother.
much.
Appreciate you. One, they're not. Just as a YouTube content creator, I'm letting you know they're not.
We also got a $100 super chat.
Let's go!
From the Fed? I can't read the full name here, but thank you so much,
Yo,
Fed.
thank you, brother.
Thank you.
It says, "What's up, TOPT? Appreciate all the joy you bring us week after week. Quick question. What is the one thing that you dislike about the One Piece story? For example, I dislike that Zoro defeated Hoodie Jones underwater, holding his breath, and still became Luffy's boss fight. Like Luffy's final boss fight for the arc. That's an interesting one. I would say that one specifically, like, it wasn't the same character. Like, Hoodie took steroids to get there, right? Like, it wasn't the same version of him
No, it definitely
that
wasn't.
Luffy fought. But I feel you. I have a couple complaints, so I don't know if y'all want to go. I don't want to be yapping. I guess I'll go.
It's not really a complaint, but it's more like a compliment.
Okay. Exact opposite. Of what he's
Yeah,
asking
so
for.
I know, right? No, but it is a complaint.
Okay.
It is a complaint. I love how great the One Piece world is that it makes me more interested than what the Straw Hats are doing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. The like side characters are sometimes more interesting than the main characters.
Yeah, like
Okay.
we're on Egghead, we're having a great time, and then all of a sudden Blackbeard shows up on Winter Island and he fighting Law.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo!
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, yo, where Law at? So I'm like, or now we gotta go back to Egghead for 60 chapters. And I'm like, that sucks. You know what I'm saying? Or like with the Shanks and Kid moment. It's like, I was really hype about that. I'm complaining about it because I'm technically having a better time.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's funny because from the beginning of One Piece, it was like the exact opposite. You never jumped away from the Straw Hats to start. And now it's like such a staple of the series. It's crazy.
And I think that's probably the next complaint that I have is because I've always like pre-time skip because the Straw Hats were together. And it's like all post-time skip, they're never together. So it makes it more interesting for me to go outside of the Straw Hats because usually they're just running.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do y'all have? I have a couple, so I'll give mine real quick. Fake out deaths. I'm always gonna hate that. I'm sorry. I get that Saul's back. I'd rather he was still just dead, personally. Our first chapter, our first live reaction, Larry posted the other day or sent it to us the other day or yesterday, was chapter 1015. It was another fake out, technically, with Kinemon.
Kinemon, yeah.
Like, I don't love that. And in that vein, I wish more people kick the bucket in general.
Yo, shout out to Pound, yo.
It's another one.
Shout out to Pell.
The Will of P is stronger than the Will of P, bro.
The Will of P.
The Will of P, bro.
They be pushing P.
Hey, man. Twins?
I don't know what that means. I don't. But anyway, moving past. Honestly, I know it's bringing up time and time again, but I'm still going to fight for it. It's like, especially what we're getting now, and there's new chapters, everything, and also lineage and how we keep getting into lineage, bloodlines, and wherever. I feel like Oda could have written a way where it makes sense and been great writing if you change certain things. Ace surviving.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Like, because also, too, if you really think about it, right, we didn't get much about Roger, right, and his, what he was going through, right? We're getting a little bit now. We still don't know a lot about Roger, or whatever it is, right? And then now, we go into Ace, but if you think about it, that whole family line is gone.
Yeah.
Cut off, right? There's supposed to be this great thing. You have Roger the Pirate King, and you have his son, who expected to do great things as well, but that whole family line is gone. The mom's gone. Ace didn't have any brothers. Roger didn't have any other kids. So this whole family line is gone. But they're so. But you saw their family was so impactful, especially Roger. You know, when they were alive.
Yamato pregnant, bro.
And then you had this, and then
She been holding that a minute.
Yeah,
say like.
She been holding that one a while,
pregnant,
bro.
So I know Sebastian says fake out deaths, right? But then it's funny how Oda does that. But then it's like the ones that to me, feel like, yeah, you could have let go. But the ones you kind of wanted are the ones that pass.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, I think you could have written away, especially what we're getting now with like lineage and like Blackbeard being Rox's son. You know? Like stuff like that. So.
All right. Lionel, you got anything?
I have two small things. One of them is like when we see characters, especially new introduced, I would like to see more of them. Like I wish I saw more Virgo strength and certain people that now they just passed and took away from us. Or like I would love to see more of like page ones. Like hopefully get it because he's more in the story now. But like certain new characters that are kind of interesting, like Virgo page 1 and like Kairos, other characters that we didn't get really a lot of.
Yeah.
That and also flashbacks where like you dabble in. I know it's Oda likes like playing the this happened, but he wants to hold off for a certain moment, certain scene, or if I'm even going to touch upon it later on. But like more of like what the voyages and the adventures and expeditions that we saw Harald was going through in his flashback, or Wax was going through his flashback, or Odin was going through in his flashback. Those type of things, I wish we got more, because you get One Piece is such a big world in one big place. And now we're seeing these islands that we never really got to saw the Straw Hats get to. But now they're there in their flashbacks and their interactions, and we're still not getting it.
Yeah.
So
You just don't want a piece. You want the whole
Exactly. Give me the whole One Piece. Right? Wait, what are you talking about? Did I just say something?
I hate you so much.
I don't know
bro.
what you're talking about.
Listen, man.
But yeah.
I feel you. All right. I saw that Roy sent 10 gifted memberships as well. Yo, to everybody that's sending those gifted memberships, thank you so much. To everybody that's receiving them, please say thank you to the person that you're receiving it from. We appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to get back to Super Chats. Remember, we have a really big chapter. All 4 of us are here together today. And we're going to read every single Super Chat, so please do not worry. We will get right back to it after every segment. But, are you guys ready for today's chapter? What happened?
Nothing. We'll get there later.
We'll get there later.
Yeah, it's just one of the super chats. It's funny as hell.
Oh, yeah?
I can't wait to read that one.
Okay.
So,
Should we wait on it? Or
Yeah,
should
we'll
we-
wait on it.
All right, gentlemen. So, in this color spread for the new chapter, we see Luffy flying through the air, laughing with a piece of meat in his hand. Usopp is clinging on to him, clearly terrified for his life. The other Straw Hats are visible on top of tall buildings, accompanied by several birds. Did you guys have any thoughts about the color spread itself? And we'll start with Seb.
not really, to be honest. I thought it looked cool. I was trying to look at like the town underneath them to see like what it could be. I was actually upset that we didn't go right back into the Yamato cover story.
Yo, facts!
I was like, bro, I wanted to know who that was.
The one time I wanted to go back into it.
So it's just,
That is funny.
Oda always gonna get me, man. He's always gonna get me. I did think it was funny to see Nami like scared to walk across the bridge and like her to cling to Jinbei while Sanji's like, yo, come with me, hug me. I was like looking for Zoro. I couldn't find him for some reason. He's like right there. I was like playing Where's Waldo with Zoro.
Well, his like bird is next to him too.
Yeah,
That looks like him.
I couldn't find him for a minute there. But overall, just nice little cool cover art. I didn't think too much of it. So
Yeah.
I wonder where this is though.
Law?
I didn't have much. My only question was like, I just didn't understand. I understand they're high up, but for the Straw Hats, right? But I'm thinking in this situation of all you guys been through, Nami and Usopp, how are you scared right now?
What?
But all that they've been through, like you're scared of this?
You're
you're
right.
this height?
Like this is who they are.
This
but you're
don't-
scared of this height?
You just don't get over heights because you've been on a couple rides, Lawrence.
I kind of feel like
That's wild.
I don't know. I didn't understand the fear. Like, and I don't know how Usopp and Luffy. I mean, I know how Luffy got in the situation. It's Luffy. I don't know how Usopp got in the situation where you're on top of Luffy and he's just swinging, unless Luffy just like Usopp just grabbed him or whatever. That is very Luffy-like, right? But I don't know. It's just like I'm pretty sure Nami, you could even just ride on your Zeus cloud, if anything. You know, like I don't understand the fear. And then Usopp, I don't know. You have pop greens that you could take care of yourself. Why are you scared? You know, to me at this level, you guys are Yonko crew members. You guys should be able to cancel just a height feat. Like, you know what I'm saying? A simple height of securing your own safety from height. This shouldn't be something a Yonko crew should be scared of. I don't know. That's how I look at it. But yeah, that's all I had.
You gotta turn your hockey off, bro. like, I don't know what's going on with you. These are regular people at the end of the day in One Piece, bro. They're gonna die if they fall off, if nobody can save them.
But I kind of feel like they should be able to handle it.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
do something to save themselves.
No, I got you, bro.
You know? Like,
Good one, Lawrence. Lionel?
I got nothing. It was dope, but I got nothing.
Yeah. Only thing I wanted to mention was the bird that does look like Zoro. I thought that was really funny. And then I was like thinking in my head about what Jinbei was saying to Nami. He was like, Sanji and Zoro really the wings of the Pirate King, huh? But I'm really the wing. Come under here, girl. Sanji ain't that.
Yeah, did y'all see Luffy's wanted poster in the background?
Nah.
It's like in the distance, but like whatever town they are, like Luffy's wanted poster.
Oh,
Gear 5
I
is
didn't
back
notice
there.
that.
Yeah.
So I noticed that the bird has a helmet with an arrow pointing to Usopp.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was thinking like, oh, maybe it's like an Elbaf upcoming thing where Usopp gets like some hype that we all been waiting for. And then I'm like, nah, he really just pointing at the Chelseas he got on. So I was like, yo, shout out to Usopp's Chelseas,
Yo,
bro.
turquoise Chelsea's is a choice.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I couldn't
that's
pull
a
that.
taste, bro.
I couldn't pull that off.
Usopp can though, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, I had nothing else to say. So let's read 5 super chats and then we're gonna go right into the chapter again. Guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We're trying to get to 1,000 likes once again. So thank you.
All right, we got another 5 from Mr. Zay Awesome. It says, do you think Big Mom lost a kid-in-law because she was pregnant, causing her to be nerfed throughout the fight? Hashtag pregnant Larry. Yo, that was a super chat I was talking about.
Bruh.
So random. I want to say no, but
No.
honestly, odds are she was pregnant.
She was probably pregnant.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like,
saying.
we really being
Odds
real.
are she's
Yeah,
pregnant.
bro.
If you want to be real,
Yo, she
the
was probably
odds
pregnant,
are
bro.
she was probably pregnant.
Out here.
Then maybe you start thinking, did Law take out that baby with his...
Yo.
All right, now we're getting dark.
Wait,
Okay.
wait, hold on. But do you-
Obviously, Law's not pro-life.
He lied, bro.
Okay.
He really just took a soul to his stomach and then shock Willie.
What?
Law doctor, man. They
Big
call
Mom-
him the surgeon of
Big,
death.
Big Mom would know if she's pregnant or
We
not.
can't entertain this.
But you, hold on,
We
hold
gotta
on.
move past this.
But
You're gonna get
Lawrence,
us in trouble.
what do you think would prevent her from taking any of the actions that she took just because she was pregnant? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no different. Like, I don't think she would have acted differently. She wouldn't have. She still would have went to the.
But let's
island.
remember, do you think, because there's obviously an age where, like, you can't, give birth anymore.
Is
You
there,
think that
Is
applies
there-
in One
In
Piece?
One Piece,
is
man?
there, Lawrence?
What are you talking about?
She just
man?
had a kid like 2 years ago.
They said Law v. Wade. I'm
What? What? What?
Alright, we got.
Yeah, move on, bro. Move on, please.
I wanted to put a poll up.
No, there's no poll. Don't do it. No
All
poll.
right, my bad.
Inappropriate.
All right, we got another 10 from Zach the Goat. It says, are crew strength based on titles? For example, if Sanji joined before Zoro, would he be stronger? Settle this debate. Also, are there any third commanders stronger than second commanders? No. Sanji joining at any time, it wouldn't matter. He wasn't stronger than Zoro. He wouldn't be stronger than Zoro because he joined at that time. Even narratively, I don't think that's the case. There's people who've joined the Straw Hats earlier than people who joined the Straw Hats later that are weaker than the people who joined later.
Like Usopp.
Yeah, Usopp is a prime example.
Yeah.
As far as the second commander thing, I don't think so, but like Cracker's probably the best bet with Smoothie, but we just ain't say much from Smoothie.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Nah,
Or I guess Ace.
What?
If y'all want to go that route with Ace and Marco or whatever. Or Jozu or whatever, you know.
He wasn't strong.
Is there any third commander stronger than second commander?
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got another 5 from Clappity Yo Cheeks. It says, can't all pick the same. Pick one. World Noble to bring to the family cookout. Hashtag love the pod. Hashtag BB and Sanji for the meaty conquerors hockey. Yeah, I don't like that watermelon emoji, man. I don't know how I feel
Yeah,
about
that's
that, bro.
crazy,
That's
bro.
crazy.
It's definitely gonna be Miosgard.
Yeah, I was gonna say Miosgard.
Yeah, the Don Quixotes. They be cool.
I'd bring any Don Quixote.
Is he still
for-
alive? Is he
He's not bringing Dopey.
I'm bringing Dofi cool as hell.
Dopey gonna.
Dofi cool.
Dude, he gonna start.
Hey, man, this is my white friend Doflamingo.
What's that? Is he white?
I don't know.
He looks like kind of like Spain from
might
Spain.
be a Spaniard.
Yeah. All right, let's
He's
keep
gonna be
going.
starting controlling
Let's keep
people.
going.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. You guys. I'm not even the one doing it this time.
Number 10 from Duke 24. The conversation of Loki stowing away to God Valley was mentioned on the live react, but from whose perspective or flashback would you guys want God Valley told? Shanks, Rocks, Roger, Emu, etc. Well, Shanks was like a baby, right?
Yeah.
Like a very
I don't want his.
I would like it from Rox's perspective.
Yeah.
Keep it a buck. We on Rocks right now. Show us, baby.
Yeah, I like the Loki stowaway thought process just because I don't know how we could get God Valley from Rocks because this isn't his flashback. Like, it'd have to be Harald or Loki, like, going there. Or some giant, I guess.
Yeah.
So.
I say Roger.
Roger.
Yeah. Okay.
Lionel.
What?
All right. We are going to go right back into the chapter. Okay, guys? So if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video. We're trying to get 1,000 likes. All right.
Yo, that baby perspective be kind of crazy, though.
Yeah.
If you do, like, a POV, like this what this baby is seeing, and it's just the greatest pirates ever.
What if he's just getting breastfed?
Oh. All right, now I'm done.
You see what I'm saying? Like this.
You did that.
That was shoot.
All right.
That was shoot.
This week's chapter comes without a cover story and is titled The Rocks Pirates. It jumps straight into the action. Loki is shown sitting up facing Rocks, Stussy, Whitebeard, and Shiki. He responds to Rox's earlier question about whether they're currently on Elbaf. Loki confirms that they are, but his father, King Harald, isn't present. He's away on an expedition. Curious, Loki asks if they're puny humans, since he's never seen anyone like them before. Stussy laughs and calls him adorable. Rox, meanwhile, is surprised to learn that Loki is Harald's son. He assumes Loki could still contact his father, so he asks for his name. When Loki tells him, Rox immediately gives him an order. Go home and tell someone to contact King Harald. The message? Loki has been gravely wounded. Harald must return to Elbaf at once. Loki takes offense. He yells back, demanding to know why he should listen to a human. Besides, he claims his father wouldn't rush back just because he got hurt. He tells Rox to stop giving orders, especially since he's weak. In response, Rox slowly unsheaths his sword, charges it with haki, and swings. In an instant, Loki is taken down with ease. Rox bursts into laughter and says, "What did I just say? Loki's gone and gotten wounded." The narration notes that Rox's sword strikes were infamous for leveling everything in their path, like a gigantic hammer or a cannonball. This madness had once crossed Harald's path during the reverie, just a year prior. We then flash back to that reverie in Madi Joa. It's announced 5 kings have been attacked and captured. It's an abduction, carried out by a large man dressed in black. Inside the Chamber of Flowers, we see Emu surrounded by butterflies. Emu says, "The lives of kings are no threat to Mu." Then, from behind, we see Rox seated inside the chamber as well, with Emu in view. He responds, "I suppose not, but your holy land is in panic." A person kneels before Emu. It's revealed to be Gunko. The narration tells us, in a historical anomaly, never repeated before or since, someone infiltrated the Chamber of Flowers at the very heart of the Holy Land. He called himself a worshipper of Davy Jones. He did nothing more because he knew he could not. But before departing, he left behind a warning. Rox turns to Emu, and Emu turns to Rox. And Rox says, "I'll be back right here." So, what did you all think about this wild opening, starting with Law?
Okay. So this made me laugh. The conversation about Loki and the future Rocks Pirates, I guess you would call it, because they're not the Rocks Pirates yet. In a situation, and then this dude straight poses like Roger doing Divine Departure and uses a Conqueror's Hockey coded attack to attack Loki, right? And then also his finish also reminds me of Shanks when he used Divine Departure, right? And then he cracks Loki with his attack, right? But what made me laugh about this issue, because I immediately thought of, like, because when we first saw, a flashback between Rox and Loki, Rox kind of, like, stabs Loki. right? And Wiper says, you really pulled a knife on a kid. I was like, but in this situation, this is not no knife. This is his blade, a sword. Wiper, you have nothing to say to this situation? You're talking about him. You really put a knife on. He used his blade with Conqueror's coding attack on Loki's head, and you say nothing. But you have a problem later on when he
We technically don't know if Wiper said anything.
He didn't say a thing, bro. He didn't say a
We don't know
thing.
Wiper.
I was like, wait.
We might not have.
It's like he's been abusing kids
Yeah,
the whole time.
like, what? Oh, a knife is crazy. A Conqueror, okay, you know, like what?
You actually use hockey on him?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
So just a spanking, man. Sometimes you gotta beat your kids, bro.
Beat your kids.
And other people's kids. And kids you just met.
And it's crazy that you
Wiper was like, you did that on me. Why you do that to him?
I'm a grown man.
I'm a fully grown man. You're a child.
It's just crazy is that you ask a kid a favor you just met and then you immediately just attack him like like this madman is screaming like a madman, right? But then now we go to the reverie where like, and I gotta say, Emu's disposition towards this was so like relaxed and calm to me. I was just like, damn, this dude was just chilling. Rox is, to me, I was shocked when I saw Rox here at this dude's like whatever you want to call it, just
Chamber of Flowers.
yeah, Chamber of Flowers. He reached here, right? But Emu didn't seem to be bothered by it at all. You know, like we already see how the girls he tried to hide his secret. Emu was just like, man, this is no threat to me. Like, you know, like just calm down, cause like, so that was his response to that, and it also I guess Rock's the one that captured the 5 elders. I guess to either get a diversion to reach here.
No, it wasn't the elders. It was 5 kings.
5 kings. I
So
mean,
it was during the reverie.
That would have been crazy.
That would have been.
I was just saying.
I'll wait. Yo, I'll wait. Nobody talk nothing for the rest of the pod. Alright, I'm gonna just glaze
My bad,
rocks
my
for
bad.
3.5 hours.
My bad.
That would have been crazy.
My bad. The 5 kings, I guess maybe through a diversion to get here. I don't know, right? But King's disposition, but Emu's disposition towards this, where he didn't really reacted to it at all, and this dude even has like probably his sword too, but even a pistol in his hand to attack in whatever means necessary. Emu, and the fact that Rox didn't and it says that he felt that he couldn't was interesting to me, right? But he's like, no, I'm gonna retreat, but I'm gonna be back, like threatening Emu.
I have a theory as to why he left.
Okay. I can't wait to hear it. And to me, this looks like Gunko, but the hair is longer. So either she cut it or it's someone like a relative to Gunko. So I actually thought like little thing. I wonder if like Gunko's family, because we seen like, you know, all right, tying it to like Brook and everything, right? We see that Brook served a royal kingdom, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if it was Emu's, like for example, you know how Doflamingo and the Riku family is like Doflamingo's kingdom ruled, right? And then when they went to marry Joa, they gave it to the Riku family.
Yeah.
I wonder if Goku, where Goku's from, is that kingdom.
No.
No?
Bro, that's my whole theory. You don't remember that? I think he was here for that.
No, I was here for that, but
Yeah.
oh, okay. So I thought you said
Lars
it was
don't be paying attention.
Yo, that's
No.
crazy.
No, so I thought it was you said like they would sacrifice things, but I know you meant from that kingdom.
But I'm
No,
saying
he
they
said he
were
put it
from-
all together.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
My bad.
Listen,
Right.
great minds think alike, I guess.
Yeah. So and then, but also too. So
Or
that,
just forget.
yeah,
And
I
rehash,
Lars wasn't paying
and rehash the
attention,
same thought process they heard somewhere before.
You two come out with a lot of theories. All right, it's hard to keep track of everything you guys said. It's not.
That's crazy.
Yeah, somebody said plagiarism law.
I was hearing him, so like, hold up. Ain't no way, bro.
Anyway, right? So another thing I thought of, right, is that I thought it was a weird statement, is that how Rox described himself as a worshiper of Davy Jones, right? Mm-hmm. And we haven't really gotten anyone, like, you know, any lore about Davy Jones beforehand, right?
A little bit.
Have we?
Yeah. You got a tad bit from Robin and also from the Foxy Pirates
Okay.
during the Davy Beck.
Yeah.
It was like chapter 306.
Mm-hmm. So just a thought. I didn't really do research at all. It just like really before me and I were discussing it very briefly, and it made me think. Saying worshiper, I wonder, right? Since the fact that he's saying he's worshipped something, it made me think of how people in a way in the One Piece world kind of worship or view Nika as like, you know, a god or whatever. So they worship Nika, right? But this made me think, right? So you see how there's like, for example, in the One Piece world, Oda or whatever does things in threes, right? You have Nika, Joy Boy, or Luffy. And then you have the person that goes against them, right? Like, as in Emu or whatever, that person is ruling, right? But there's also a third person. We have Roger and Rocks. You have Luffy and Blackbeard. I wonder if Davy Jones was the third person back then. You know, as in, could be, I don't know if it would be Joy Boy's time or Nika's time, right? But the third person as in a Rocks position or in a Blackbeard's position to the Luffy and Roger. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes sense? So I just thought of that previously because I wonder if there could be I know Joy Boy was the first pirate, right? But we all know that that's kind of spoiled, so I won't say that. But we'll see where he started. But it just made me think of that, right? I wonder if Davy Jones was that to a Nika or a Joy Boy in the past. Like their Rocks or Blackbeard. But that's all I really had.
All right. Lionel?
I don't really have that much to say in this part particularly. Lawrence kind of said the same thought process I was kind of having, honestly. I'll just wait because I have a little more I'm going to say later on.
All right. Seb?
Okay. One, I wholeheartedly agree with Lawrence's last point just now about the Davy Jones and being that third person, third entity, the Blackbeard of the Joy Boy era. I do think it's the Joy Boy era. I think Emu, I don't know that there might have been someone for the Nika era, but Nika wasn't a pirate.
Right.
So I was like, okay, if this is gonna be Davy Jones, I don't think Davy Jones precedes the pirating element here. So I don't think it goes to the Nika element. If Joy Boy and Nika are the same person, that's a whole different thing. Whatever. But to me, it's tied directly to the pirate elements there. In regards to Rocks being in this room, I was shocked. I was absolutely floored when I read that. I could not believe it. I was so hyped, bro. I was like, this is wild, bro. There's no way. And then I was in my head thinking about why Emu didn't react the way he reacted with Sabo. And there is a slight difference here in that Sabo saw Emu on the throne. Right? And I don't know if that plays a huge role in this, but the whole lie is that the throne is vacant. Like, that's the point. They've been lying to the world that the throne isn't real, right? Like, there's nobody on the throne. People are bending their knee to the idea of this united front. Emu in the garden doesn't necessarily say, I'm the king, but at the same time, it says, they don't pose a threat. You can't leverage these people as, like, hostages towards me. I don't care. But it's not the same, I guess, in that way. Like, if Rocks is to say, I saw somebody in the garden room, like, technically Gunko or whoever that girl is in the garden room, too. The throne is like this is the lie we've told the world. So I think that plays a part in the reaction. I could be wrong. What I'm saying is, if Rocks would have saw Emu on that throne, he probably would have acted differently. Maybe I'm tripping, but I could be wrong.
I think you're tripping.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I could very well be tripping. I thought the Loki Rock stuff was hilarious. I thought that was so funny. I like Rocks as a character just because this moment. Like, he literally hit this kid, like, with a hockey, like, strike as a spanking. Like, because I don't think he cut him here, right? Like, he seemingly swung and hit the blade, you know what I mean? Like, on the flat surface of it. Maybe I'm wrong there, too. But that's how I read it.
I don't think he made contact at all.
A word?
That's
okay.
I think that's one of the points I was gonna bring up.
Okay.
But if he's using a sword and he's not necessarily cutting something,
Hey, extremely skilled swordsman. You know what I'm saying?
Like a flying blade technique?
it's more like a hockey technique.
Yeah. But in general, I thought that was great. Loki saying that his dad wouldn't even come, like, if whatever, like, he's so broken already. Like, he's so broken already.
Yeah.
It's crazy to me. The Rock swordsman attack thing, it's been going all over the One Piece community as, like, Mihawk upscale. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
They're saying that he's a
Mihawk victim for that. I'm like, yo, bro.
That would literally make sense. He's literally before his time.
It doesn't make any sense. Like, however strong this man got, or however strong he is, it's all before Mihawk was doing anything.
Yeah.
At all. Like, they never say that Mihawk is the strongest swordsman of all time.
Yeah.
Which, like, I don't think it's ever been stated. So they might think that.
Not all the time.
That's what I'm saying. They might think that. That might be implied at some level, but it's never been stated.
It's funny because people. Sorry, forgetting. But people say Mika's the world's. Again, the world says Mika's the world's greatest swordsman or strongest swordsman, whatever, right? So in their headcanon, everybody else is a Mihawk victim. But why don't you contribute that to Whitebeard? They at least say he's the world's strongest man, but every strong warrior fighter is a Whitebeard victim?
Every man a Whitebeard victim.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. That there's people out there that do think that way. They're not as aggressive as the Mihawk.
Yeah, and
it just means that Whitebeard can't beat Minx.
But it's weird that people think that way.
Because my point is, we've seen firsthand other people who Whitebeard fought in his counterparts, that how many victory does he have against those great ones? Again, Roger, Rox, and others. So and that again, Mihawk and Whitebeard have that same strongest title. Yet, and you keep saying the victim, but where's Shanks? Was he a Mihawk victim? Because Mihawk didn't beat Shanks. So that kind of and Shanks is one of the strongest swordsmen we know. So that whole Miko victim right there is literally shut down because there's one great swordsman that Mihawk fought that we know of. Again, on panel, record-wise. We don't know any other swordsman Mihawk fought besides Shanks, and he even beat that person. So just that whole Miko victim is you say it, but where's the proof in that?
It shows. I'm the last thing I'm saying the Mihawk thing, so Sebastian can finish. Is that this makes you laugh because we legit have on panel Mihawk himself saying, in regards to the world's strongest man, I want to test to see how far I am from that level. You know what I'm saying? And then we see someone not Whitebeard, but someone in Whitebeard's crew block the attack that he threw at Whitebeard. You know? So saying that this, if you want to even simply enough, that attack wasn't good enough to reach Whitebeard. You would have to do better. Not saying that all Mihawk's attacks are not, but that specific one to test wasn't good enough to reach Whitebeard, right? Simple put, that's what it is. But if Mihawk's thought process was, I'm not at this level here. I want to test to see the difference between the world's strongest man, Whitebeard, in his old age, to me now. That's Mihawk's own words. So for the people who want to say anything, your own man, Mihawk, said it himself. And if Whitebeard's up there with the top, and Mihawk's saying, recognize that he's not there, what does that tell you? Simple put.
He ain't lying.
Simple put, bro.
He ain't lying.
Simple put.
I'll finish up with this. I was very curious to see, I kind of wish we got more from the interaction between Rox and Emu, but it was dope. Like Lauren said, Emu was so calm in the moment. Rox is probably one of the most badass panels in all of One Piece history, bro. I'll be honest with you. It really is. And then him saying he'll be back. People have dived into is he a part of Blackbeard's consciousness now in that space? Is it going to be replicated with Blackbeard himself? Will Blackbeard reach this level or reach that room and have a confrontation with Emu? I'm not sure. A lot of people have been discussing does this change your thought processes on who the final villain actually is? To me, it doesn't. I've always said that Blackbeard is the final villain for the One Piece, while Emu is going to be the final villain for the story itself. Who knows if Oda wants all those things to combine into one moment in time? We'll see. But I will say I was hyped about it. I was so hyped, bro. I know I'm the guy that be like, yo, Rox ain't what y'all think he is, but I was finding myself wanting him to be. Yeah. When I saw him pop up, I was like, damn, that's cold as hell. I was like, nah, bro.
Facts.
Ain't no way, bro.
Yo.
I was lost in the sauce for a second there. I ain't gonna lie,
so good.
I was. But that's about all for me. So
all right. For me, I was a bit surprised that this was Loki's first time seeing humans. Back in chapter 1132, it was stated that humans have chosen to battle against Elbaf, and for that, they now reside in the underworld, right? So what does that mean exactly? Did humans only start challenging Elbaf after Ida's bar was established, with travelers making their way from there to the underworld and losing in combat against giants? Or did human greed spark after King Harald's expeditions, leading some to try and take from Elbaf for themselves? Maybe after Harald attended the reverie and tried to build diplomatic ties, just like he did with other nations, the world government responded by sending CP agents to infiltrate Elbaf, only for them to be discovered and defeated. So I felt like that was in the air for me. There are a lot of possibilities here. All right. As for Rocks, I wasn't surprised he used a hockey attack on Loki. Since this is their first meeting, this is their first fight. If you recall chapter 1145, like Lawrence stated, Loki actually wanted to join Rocks, but Rocks dismissed him, saying he didn't come to assumed Elbaf to meet with a whelp like him. Loki challenged him to a fight, and Rocks completely destroyed him, even stabbing him in the stomach with a sword and leaving the sword in him. So this isn't like inconsistent Rocks behavior. You know what I'm saying? Especially to kids. So it's consistent. He's brutal, he's ruthless, and he's impulsive. So far, just to keep count, Rocks has beaten Loki down twice.
You think he was beating Blackbeard up, man?
No, I don't think Blackbeard ever met him.
Okay.
All right. And even if he did, it would have been, he would have been like 1 year old, right?
He'd be like 2, because he's a year older than Shanks.
Yeah, he would have been like 2.
Me and Lyle did the math.
Yeah, it's not even possible.
It wouldn't be the worst parenting in the story.
Okay.
In this arc. In the past 5 chapters.
Harald does exist, bro. All right. They spoke on the swordsman situation. I'm going to speak a little bit. So regarding the swordsman conversation, I wasn't shocked that Rocks used a sword or that his attacks were described the way they were. When someone specializes in hockey, their strikes naturally hit differently from ordinary attacks. Hence why when you use a sword and coat it with Conqueror's Hockey and add Rio, swords don't touch or slice. So swordsmanship goes kind of out the window. You're just using the sword itself as a conduit for your own hockey. Rocks being known for blowing everything away with his sword doesn't mean he's a swordsman in the traditional sense. It just means he uses a sword when it suits him, just like Roger. Roger wasn't a traditional swordsman either. He could, in my opinion, use his fists and still match the same destructive power. If hockey is your specialty, then that means a weapon isn't. Rocks seems to be cut from that same cloth. His attack here even feels reminiscent to Roger's divine departure against Odin, right? And if you look at the stance Rocks used during his swing, it closely mirrors Roger's when he clashed with Whitebeard. And then, like Lawrence pointed out, after the attack was done, it looked like Shanks. That's very interesting. That said, I don't think Rocks generated that same level of power. He knew how strong Loki was and held back to avoid murking him because he kind of needed him as a chess piece in order to get close to Harald. Right. So he didn't do what Odin got and received. He didn't do what Kid got and received. All right. Now, what does this mean for Mihawk fans? Is this some kind of Mihawk upscale, like Sebastian, like the rest of the guys on the pod? I would say no. The debate around what defines a swordsman is depending on who you ask at this point. In my opinion, swordsmanship is a specialization, a focused skill set with someone's broader fighting style. If a swordsman is the equivalent to a boxer, then someone who can fight without a sword and use it if need be is a UFC fighter. The UFC fighter will most likely always win over a boxer, right? You can be highly skilled with a sword, but that doesn't automatically mean your hockey is on the same level. If your hockey does match your sword skill, the next question is, can you put the sword down and still fight at that same level?
Or at least near it.
Or at least near it. If not, then you're inherently weaker than someone else who can. That's always been my argument when it comes to Mihawk and others like him. I believe characters like Big Mom, Whitebeard, Roger, and Shanks can all put their weapons down and still fight with overwhelming hockey. Mihawk, I don't think he can. Does he have hockey? Sure, but at those levels, questionable. That's why he's a swordsman. Same with Zoro. I don't think Zoro could just put down his swords and be just as strong as he is, even with advanced hockey. Zoro's a swordsman. Rocks, on the other hand, is just someone who finds using his sword convenient, like Albert. Remember when Zoro fought King and got confused when King started throwing punches? Zoro even said, "You're a killing machine, huh?" And King responded, "Do you need a school or a style in order to fight?" And then Zoro acknowledged that and said, "Nope, good point. And you never called yourself a swordsman. Do as you like." That line is key. It's about mindset and intent. Mihawk has never displayed hockey on par with the strongest in the series, and nothing he's shown, especially during Marineford, has suggested otherwise. So, no, Rocks using a sword here does not elevate Mihawk in any way. Now, let's talk about Rocks appearing in the Chamber of Flowers, because I was completely overwhelmed. Oh my god, yo, I had to change my drawers. I had no sense of direction. Honestly, I was beyond hyped. In all the years we've been reading One Piece, we've never seen something so deliberately gangster. How did Rocks even know this room existed? Where did he get that kind of intel?
Yeah, probably sensed it.
How does he even know Emu is the one who sits on the empty throne? Because the way they talking sounds kind of like he know, right? Is he a former celestial dragon? Is he like Doflamingo? There are so many questions, and it's amazing. Like, I'm honestly, like, gushing right now. Like, it's amazing, bro. Oh, and I love the fact that Sebastian had that feeling.
Bro, I was hyped.
Because I was like, yo, listen, I'm going to keep going. We've never even seen a Gorsei member in this room, let alone an enemy of the world government. And yet, here's Rocks. Calm, collected, gun in hand, ready for things to pop off. He ain't even come to make a deal. He didn't even come to negotiate. He came to leave a message. He worships Davy Jones, and he's the man who will take Emu's position at the top of the world. Not now. I'm coming back later, dog. But this is hands down the hardest thing I've ever seen in a series, and I absolutely love it. It's raw. It's fearless. Even the narrator calls Rocks an anomaly. Someone who did something no one has ever done before and no one has done since. And
I don't even know if it's just since. It might be ever. I don't know if anyone ever does it again.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Bruh, it's like, and this is what I've tried to tell y'all for the longest time about Rocks. You remember? I kept telling y'all, like, the way he was set up is just very different from anybody else in the entire show, even Roger. And this is like, I'm not shocked. He walked into the core of power, the sanctum of evil that has ruled for nearly a millennium, and said, "Your time's up soon, big dog." Like, what? Yo, it's so dope. It's so dope. I'm such a huge Rocks fan, bro. It's crazy. Even after this chapter.
It shouldn't change.
No, it don't change nothing.
It shouldn't change.
It don't change nothing. I'll let you know.
nothing.
I'll let you know right now before we get there.
I do
It
have
low-key
one
makes
question.
it more interesting.
What's
I have
up?
one question. And, I mean, it's nothing really, but like I was just talking to Lawrence briefly, and I just noticed that he has a common thing with you know, I'm gonna say, do y'all think Rocks is black?
I mean, Blackbeard's Somalian, right?
He's most likely black.
So he black.
Because I was noticing, like, if you look at all, like, and again, it goes into that stereotypical type of thing that Asian people do with black people to a degree in other shows. Like, if you look at all the black characters, Yasa, Mr. One, Aokiji, Usopp, Blackbeard, and Rocks, and I think who else, if I'm missing anybody, all Brooke, all have, like, somewhat of, like, you know, black curly hair or whatever fro type going on, and also that lip thing that signifies, to a degree, that you're black. That's what I look at obviously like every single black person.
That was racist.
I'm just saying.
That was crazy
I'm going by what Oda portrayed.
Bro, that was racist, bro.
But am I wrong?
He's not wrong.
No.
Yo, Oda portrayed
he's
that.
not wrong.
And if you look at every single black male, Oda portrayed all of them with that simple like. If you look at Aokiji's, it's more when he's younger.
King don't got it.
Huh?
King don't got big lips.
He's not black like that.
That's racist. That's racist.
He's not the black like.
Bro said, yo,
No, you know what I mean?
he's not black like that.
He said he's not one of us.
That's not what I meant.
Yo.
Yeah, my saying is, I'm saying that, like,
Yo,
culture-wise.
Lionel, stop.
No,
Stop.
what Lionel's saying
Stop.
is he's supposed to be a different race.
Yeah.
That's his
Yeah.
point.
Like,
Is that he's not just black. He's a Lunarian.
like for instance, that he's
Stop.
like he's
Yo,
dark
that's so
skinned, but he's not
Lionel.
portrayed as no.
Lionel.
Listen, I'm saying he's black, but he's not portrayed as a certain culture
Oh my
that
God.
Oda's referring to. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, bro.
That's what
All
I'm
right,
saying.
bro.
That's the point I'm making.
All right, bro. Just take 5.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
just be.
I'm just saying what Oda portrayed. What Oda portrayed.
Yo, so you telling me you saw King? You saw his luxurious hair and his lips was just not big.
No.
You say, yo, he not black?
No, but just he doesn't portray
A black man?
They
no,
said,
as an Oda.
they said Albert seems more Native American than black with his
Yeah.
straight hair and the fact that they came and took his land, man, like that.
Oh.
I'm not saying all that, but
Hey, man.
like he's dark skinned, but the culture that
You got
Oda
that
was,
good hair.
There's gonna be so many black women that's gonna be mad at y'all.
I was saying
There's gonna be so many
you
black
know what I'm saying?
women.
The culture that he's portraying for King is different how he's portraying for those characters.
I get you.
That's what I'm
Lionel.
saying.
Lionel, I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, bro, we're with you, I guess. All right. So, I do have some thoughts about this Davy Jones thing. So, it's very intriguing that this moment did detail that Rox is a worshiper of Davy Jones. Up to now, Davy Jones has only been referenced in connection with the Davy back fights. He's basically treated like a myth, to be honest. But he was also said to be a pirate. All right? During a live reaction I did to this chapter with Danny from the Moon Peace Pod and Corey, he brought up an interesting theory that Davy Jones might actually be Joy Boy.
I saw that too.
That Davy Jones could be Joy Boy's real name. Just like how Monkey D. Luffy is also known as Mugiwara or just Straw Hat.
Yeah.
Right? If that's true, and if Rox D. Zebek worshipped Joy Boy, a.k.a. Davy Jones, then it wouldn't be crazy to think that Davy's full name might have been Davy D. Jones.
Yeah.
Remember, when Ace, Sabo, and Luffy were kids, Sabo pointed out that both Ace and Luffy had D's in their name. Ace told him to just add one to his name. I always thought that was Oda's way of hinting that the D isn't always inherited, it could be chosen. Maybe Rox added this. Yo, you guys are so immature, bro. Yo, you guys are so immature, bro.
You're the one.
Nah, Lauren's just looking at me, smiling, bro.
You what?
Nah, bro. Stop, bro. Y'all couldn't see it on camera. All right. Maybe Rox added the D to his name the same way. If he believed in Davy D. Jones, Joy Boy, then taking on that D would be a mark on that legacy.
Bro, I can't.
Yo, I hate you guys, bro. Marv, stop. Don't join in. Don't join in.
I honestly wasn't even thinking about that.
Come on, bro.
It's also a solid theory because why? Would Rox openly just tell Emu he worships Davy Jones? That must mean Davy Jones was an op of Emu's, and we know Emu fears Joy Boy. So there might be something there, guys. We just don't have enough yet.
No, because I had thoughts on this too as well, and I told Lauren something about it. Because like when you said, this is the first time I heard about Joy Boy and Davy Jones being linked. Because I was thinking of, do you guys know, like Robin said some stuff about Davy Jones, but because if you look at history to a degree, Davy Jones has always been a folklore. He's never been an actual real person or a pirate. Like he's always been a myth or folklore legend to the pirate world, but he's not ever. There's no actual physical appearance he has. Like some stuff made of people drew fixes of him, fictional, but it was like more of a weird creature type person. Like he was never actually a person.
Well,
But-
but I'll push back against that.
Yeah, I was about to too.
Yeah,
But
there's
chapter 306.
Yeah, no. There's an SBS.
I know Oda Jones a really stupid picture.
He drew Davy Jones.
It's really bad.
But he could also. I mean, that's why it can't be Joy Boy.
Yeah, and the thing is also, the one of the reasons I was bringing up to Lawrence, like, and I was finding it interesting. And that's why I thought of like I was going to say it later on that and going by their character with his Blackbeard and actually his father. One of the reasons one of the folklores for Davy Jones is like he's a greedy person. That he was very greedy. That the devil or demon of the world or whatever had condemned him and punished him for him, and his punishment was to keep on seeking treasures and riches that he would never attain because of his greediness. That was it's more allure to him, but that was his punishment. And that's they said he stuck to the Z4 and he's dragging everything down because he's trying to like achieve, or he's so greedy that he's trying to get what he can't attain. That's the lore of him. And at least this is what I really thought of. Okay, again, this is going to a little bit what I was going to bring up later on a little bit, but I just thought of, all right, Blackbeard knows a little about his father. Like, and this is what to bring up a little more about, if you look at some of the things that Blackbeard's doing, it's somewhat similar to
Why
what
are
his
you
father
rushing ahead, bro?
You want me to wait?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
All right. Anyway, I was gonna say something that's pretty interesting too. All right. So Davy Jones is known for things going to the bottom of the sea, right? Davy Jones's locker. All right. If you think about it, devil fruit users sink to the bottom of the ocean. And that could be the treasures of the world as well. So it'd be very interesting if there's like a connection there that I just don't know about. Do you got something on this?
A little bit, but nothing crazy.
But is it later?
It's for now. But like I wasn't gonna say it because I was gonna develop an actual theory on it, but I feel like it's already out there. So.
No, I ain't here, but I don't consume.
No, it's
One
nothing
Piece
crazy.
content.
But essentially, the thought process is like you were saying that Davy Jones could be Joy Boy himself. That what if the One Piece is the treasure in Davy Jones's locker? Like it's just that's what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And
so,
you think that's why devil fruit users sink to the bottom? No.
no, but
It's
could
like
be why-
correlated.
Yeah, it could
Okay.
be why like devil fruit users seemingly haven't been able to get to Raftel.
Oh,
you know what I'm
okay.
saying? Yeah,
Okay,
but
that makes sense.
I've been like trying to craft it, but I haven't been able to tie it all together for real. So I haven't.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be really, really dope, actually.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, guys, we're gonna.
Well, a few things. Adding, I think this is most people believe it when they heard Davy Jones. Because one thing what caught my eye is that Emu's reaction to the Davy Jones thing is that when he was not looking at rocks before, but when he mentioned he was a worshiper, he kind of starts making eye contact with rocks.
How you know
Right.
that name?
Yeah, it was like you just look at him like that kind of.
Who put that baby in?
That baby in you is crazy, right? So that eye contact he starts making, he starts turning around when he mentions Davy Jones. And then you see the image, and then when he says "I'll be back," he starts locking eyes and goes, "All right," like he's paying attention to rocks now because he mentioned he's a worshiper of Davy Jones, right? And I know a lot of people are probably thinking, like you said, Davy Jones' locker, the sinking thing. They're probably linking it to the man with the burn scar. You know?
Oh, I'm so tired of that. Bro.
So it's like,
It's probably the worst thing that Oda's got. Like, it was so dope at first, and now it just kills every theory, bro.
but it goes like, the sinking.
Yeah.
By the ocean, man, the burn scar, he sinks anyone that gets near him.
Yeah,
kinda
I get
tracks
it.
a little bit,
Yeah, it does track, but you can't be that old.
I know that's the only thing.
Yeah,
Like, what is
you would have to
going
be
on?
an emu guy.
I got one other thing to say before we move on.
Well,
Yo, Rox had a gun in that scene, man. Is he the greatest? Like,
Marksman.
is that Yasop upscale, yo?
it has to be.
It has to be, right?
Yeah,
it would
has
have
to
to
be.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
All right, guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, we're trying to get to 1,000 likes, so hit that like button for us. Thank you. We're going to read 5 super chats, okay? And then we're going to jump right back into the chapter. So, let's get it.
Can you read the next one? My computer's crashing.
Yeah, I got you.
My bad.
No, don't worry about it. I'll do the biggest super chat we got right now, just to get that out of the way. So, Senor Sombrero 24 with a 50 banger. Thank you so much. He goes, yeah. What's goody, boys? The strongest man in the world is Somali, aka ABD Zabek. Hashtag Wallahi. Wallahi Emu is finished. Alhamdulillah for hockey. Oh, no, I didn't say that. I'm so sorry. I butchered it. I'm done.
I'll back up, though, Larry. I got you.
Yeah.
We got another 10, but thank you so much.
Yes, thank you
thank you,
so
thank
much.
you.
50's crazy. Thank you.
We got another 10 from Dopey. It says, what do y'all think about the Kid Pirates and the Packed Up Pirates? Do you think they died in the Blue Sea, or maybe Drake and Hawkins went to save him to make up for leaving him with Kaido? Hashtag Larry Tax. Isn't Hawkins...
Yeah, Hawkins
Gone?
passed away,
He's
dog.
gone.
He done so.
I don't think we've seen the end of Kid personally. And I don't think Drake would do anything to help Kid. He's actively a Marine. Like I don't think he would do that. But I don't think we've seen the end of Kid.
Let Davy Jones locker get a little bit.
We got another 5 from Black Ghost. It says, if the Monster Trio were isekai'd to any anime of your choosing, would they dominate that universe? And isekai basically means teleported. We know what isekai means, man. It's of our choosing, though. So we'd have
Of
to
our
choose
choosing
one.
what we would want them in? Like something else?
Oh, man.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
That would be a good... I would like to see them run, like, a dark tournament, maybe at Jinbei.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
Let's do the next one, and then we'll go back into the chat.
Another 5 from Andrea Rachel, and also no, they wouldn't be dominant in that universe. Another 5 from Andrea. It says Mihawk ordering fears from Rocks and other swordsmen, like, let me get 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip. Hashtag 12 years of mink working for Law.
What? You know what's so funny? Law barely gets any of these references, just so you know. It's just me and Seb. Because I know Lionel doesn't know either. All right, guys. We're going to get back into the chapter. We're going to read the super chats. We're going to read all the super chats, but we're going to try to get through this chapter, all right? So, in the next part of the chapter, we move outside of the Chamber of Flowers and into the Holy Land itself. The narrator states, naturally, word of this incident never saw the light of day, but as it happened, one other man had infiltrated the Holy Land at the same time. We then see a group of celestial dragons gawking at the massive giant, far larger than any normal giant. They clamor for him to be turned into a slave, or, if not, to be executed and stuffed for display. Guards begin shouting, ordering protection for their lieges. The scene cuts to King Harald, completely engulfed in flames, sprinting away from Marijoa. He yells out that it's hot, but insists he's fine. He says the talks are off and apologizes for trespassing, but questions whether attacking him is really necessary. The guards shout, "Don't let the king abductor escape." Harald yells back, insisting, "That wasn't me." Then the guards report that an admiral has been defeated and the attacker is headed toward the palace. They're on high alert. Harald sees Rocks running towards him. Putting the pieces together, Harald assumes this must be the man who abducted the kings. Realizing he can't take the fall, he thinks that if he could capture Rocks, he'll clear his name. Meanwhile, Rocks, fresh from his battle with an admiral, spots the massive figure of Harald and wonders if this giant is just lost. Then the two clash with Conqueror's Haki, and both begin to struggle. The narrator tells us, this clash between strangers eradicated any sign of others for 5 kilometers. With Haki leaking violently between them, Rocks starts laughing and asks for the giant's name. Harald laughs back and introduces himself. Rocks then gives his name and says, "Aim for the town below with your next strike. If they catch you, they'll make you a slave." Harald, confused, asks why would they do that? Rocks shouts back, "Don't think, just do it." And sure enough, Harald follows through, unleashing his next blow just as Rocks suggested. As they pass each other mid-combat, Harald asks which direction is Elbaf. Rocks points behind him towards the New World and says, "That way." Then he adds, "If you survive, let's meet again." Without hesitation, Harald jumps off the red line, shouting back that he'll never consort with villains. Rocks watches in shock and disbelief as Harald disappears. Did he just jump off? What did you think about this part of the chapter, Lionel?
So I thought this part was really dope and crazy, and I actually thought, again, this whole thing with Rocks talking to Emo is crazy. I wasn't as shocked, but I was just like, knowing how Rocks is and how ridiculous he was, I'm like, and it didn't catch me that much off guard because Rocks is already portrayed to be crazy, and he was already at Marine at the land, the Holy Land, whatever. So I didn't get that much cut off. I was also trying to figure out, honestly, with seeing that scene and seeing the next scene, because I don't know if you guys agree with me, but the way I took it as in, he talks to Emu and gives him the threat warning, saying, "I'll be back," with a crazy look on his face. That's when sudden stuff happens. That's when he fights the Admiral. I never thought that, because looking at his face, he fought the Admiral, then met Emu. Because even when he's running to Harald, you see bruises like he got into battle already. And I'm thinking it actually makes more sense to me. He's like, all right, he's talking to Emu, and I'll be back, whatever happens. Then the Admiral comes and they fight, because how did he get those bruises? I know he didn't fight Emu yet. I don't think they had an interaction, and who's strong enough to, and right now, would be able to hurt Rocks, would be an Admiral. And they said he fought an Admiral. And even right here, they're saying that the Admiral's just been, like, and we're implying that he's just been defeated. So this is relatively recent to him just being an Admiral, and now I gotta get out of here. Pretty much, then he sees Harald. So, like, that's what I thought of. I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I'm just looking on what they said and, like, putting things together. And also, Rocks looks like, again, as you look at other times you see Rocks and how he is now, looks like he literally just got in a fight. There's bruises on his face, so it wasn't like an easy battle. I thought this scene was actually kind of hilarious, honestly. The running and I'm thinking of how much fire did they have? I'm like, yo, like, this little fire is not going to hurt Harold.
Yeah.
But, like, Harold's bigger than a regular giant. So, just, like, you know how much fire you need to, to hurt him? Because he's covered. You get me? It wasn't just a little on his hair or whatever. He's covered in flames. So, I'm just like...
It could be that somebody, like, pretty strong set him on fire, like, with the devil fruit.
That's what I was thinking.
I wouldn't be shocked.
And I could see Harold not fully fighting back to a degree.
Yeah, he's just gonna run.
Yeah, exactly.
He's not there for that.
So the part I was thinking of going to like a little bit like I'm kind of happy seeing Harold in that clash. That clash was dope and it was crazy with Harold and Rocks.
Oh, such a good picture.
Honestly, I see more and more Kaido every day. Every time I see
oh my god,
yeah, so much. Like I don't know if Oda's ever gonna reveal that's his. Something's pretty point blank that's like.
Yeah,
could you say Rocks is Blackbeard's
somebody's
father?
gonna ask him in SBS.
Yeah, but we're not gonna get Harold. Oh, is Kaido's father? We're not gonna get that. Like, bro, just a troll, bro. I can't with him. But the part I was gonna bring out that I was thinking of with the whole Blackbeard and his father with Rocks. I thought it was kind of interesting, like how Oda's doing it. Their debut is similar. How they first rise to them piracy and coming up in fame. Like if you look at the first time we hear Rocks is like when we see Ace. We see Ace not a time when they met. Obviously, I'm talking about when Ace was traveling looking for Luffy, but he's looking for to meet Luffy somewhere. He meets he's looking for Blackbeard, and they said that Blackbeard. The reason why Ace is traveling for Blackbeard, it was like because Blackbeard did a heinous crime. He did something unspeakable in the pirate world that he murked one of the crew members. Like, one of the crew members, and that's why Ace is looking for Blackbeard. Like, they said that he's on trial, like him and Blackbeard are on trial for what Blackbeard did. How Rocks, same way, how he started coming to piracy, because we don't know Rocks' history, we don't know how old he is, going to the ranking of his, like what he just did, taking out an admiral, show that he's really not young. To me, I'm thinking Max, he's in his late to mid-30s, But that's just me. Again, we don't know his history. But his debut as him rising to piracy is also the same thing. He murks in their own territory, their own area, murks an admiral, rising to something that's unheard of or speak of in that type of world, in the world government. That his MC rise because he did something so heinous in the world government, similar to what Blackbeard did.
I have another minor parallel. Lafitte snuck into the Holy Land the same way Rocks technically snuck in. He didn't do all what Rocks was doing, but that's a Blackbeard pirate and whatever. But go on.
And so I thought of that as well. Like they both, their debut was, murking someone. The other one is pretty much. This is a little different. And I try to find with the Drum Kingdom. Both with kings, but Wappo just ran away when he saw Blackbeard. He didn't hold Wappo hostage, so I didn't really link that. But I also thought of the person, and I thought of after that, the same instances, the same person with Ace. Ace and Blackbeard clash. One between strangers, but one between people who knew each other. Blackbeard, through the clash, wants to recruit Ace in the beginning. Like before they clash, he knows of Ace how strong he is. He wants Ace to join his crew multiple times, but Ace refuses. He just meets Harold, sees a big dude, clash with him, realize how strong he is, and later on asks if they will meet again and asks him to join his crew. They both refuse. But I found out one was introduced with a clash, the one ended with a clash, to our knowledge. Like Harold and Black Rocks, they clashed their first meet. Well, at the end of the battle of Blackbeard trying to get Ace and his crew, at the end of the fight, they ended with a clash. For all we know of. What's up?
And Harold on fire too, man.
I saw that too, but I'm just like, that's just nothing. But whatever. But I also thought of like...
He didn't need to be on fire, bro.
But I thought of, again, that's another... Blackbeard saw another conqueror. He knew Ace was a conqueror or not, but that's another conqueror he tried to get in his crew, just like his father. Whether Blackbeard is a conqueror himself or not, but I saw that too as well. And also, again, we're going to... And that's bits and pieces, but other stuff I noticed even later on, like how they're... And you guys sure already know what we saw with Blackbeard, a little bit with the whole jumping ahead with a little bit with the Harold, how Rocks thinks. You heavily saw Blackbeard. His mindset of like planning and achieving goals of, all right, the next, if I do this, this is the next step. that's heavily Blackbeard. And you saw like they're heavily like Blackbeard, his personality is a lot like Rock's. But I do say, just like how everybody mirrors their father, there's an opposite mirror to a degree. How with Ace and Ace and Roger, how they both never ran, but there's a little opposite. Like a white person, their personality is a little different from Ace. Blackbeard apparently didn't learn from, all right, do not get hit for the first time in battle. Like, you see that? And this is why probably Larry likes Rock so much.
He's swinging first.
And he doesn't let his guard down. He's not overconfident. He's not, I'm not saying arrogant, but he could be an idiot, but his arrogance doesn't, or his idiocy doesn't overlap his arrogance. That he doesn't like have that laid back or that overconfidence that let his guardians get hit by people or like underestimate his opponent. And I think Blackbeard's showing almost every battle like he's going through that. Rock shows like he's a different animal, similar and same beast but different animal as in like how he's carrying himself. So that's what I'm seeing. Like so like Blackbeard didn't hear that unfortunately, but and whether he's gonna learn it or not, learn like your father wasn't like this, bro. He wouldn't get caught like this. So just like. But there's a little more, but it's later on I want to bring out. I don't know if I have anything else. The other thing with the Davy back thing was to bring up more, but it's more towards when they meet Harold in a meeting room.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right, Seb.
All right. I thought that whole interaction was super dope. I didn't see the Ace and Blackbeard parallels there, but I definitely enjoyed that, Lionel, so thank you. Them clashing was fire. The narrator said that they sent everything in the vicinity flying 5 kilometers. That's 3 miles. That's wild, yo.
3.1, baby.
Yeah, that's wild, bruh. I was wondering if they clashed multiple times because their positioning is different in the secondary panel here. Mm-hmm. So like, was it an elongated clash? Maybe the anime will tell us that or not, or maybe that's just them coming off. Because there, it doesn't look like their swords are touching, but in the original clash, it does. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, did they keep fighting and go, this dude not going down? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And keep going. That could be cool. And then I love, I like Rox a lot.
Yo, I told you,
he
bro.
Was like, name yourself.
Bro, he the better Blackbeard, bro. Like he's what you think Blackbeard is.
I realize that, and that's why Larry likes Blackbeard so much.
That's
the villain he wanted.
Hold on.
Honestly,
I actually enjoy that Blackbeard's a punk, though. I like that side of him.
It's cool
because it's rare. It's interesting.
Common. It's interesting. Yeah. But when you got old boy's personality and some dude that could actually bang and he's actually what you think Blackbeard is. Mm-hmm. Nah, bro, this is my dude, bro.
I need my boy.
If Blackbeard was doing this, he my boy.
I need him to start rocking.
He would be my boy. I think y'all rock with this dude. He not rocks, dog.
I need to start rocking this a little bit. But I like that interaction. I have a whole thought process that I don't know if I'll have time to discuss today, maybe next week, about the relationship between Harald and Rox and a couple other relationships in One Piece. So if we have time, I can get into that. But I did like that first interaction. Like Lana said, they drew each other's interest immediately. Mm-hmm. Like Harald, if you go back a chapter or two or whatever, he was talking about what happened there at the Reverie. He remembered Rox. Like it was a thing for him. Like, yo, this is like a thing that went down. Obviously, he murked an admiral, but like in his mind, it's like, yo, it's not just that he murked an admiral. That dude swung on me, and like I ain't just take him out. Because Harald, he has not gone through much struggle as far as other people out here that we've seen in his journey so far. Yeah. Granted, a lot of that's his peace talks and stuff, but like clearly Harold's really strong. But like, how many people could do this to him? Probably not. This is probably the first time he's ever clashed even with anybody.
Honestly, it goes both ways.
That's what I'm saying.
It goes both ways. Honestly.
It could be going both ways.
I was thinking the same thing. I was thinking, if they continued to fight, who would have won? I know the world will lean towards Rox. I probably have too much respect for admirals to think that maybe Rox is a little less than he would normally be. So I might lean Harald. Maybe I'm tripping with that. But that little bit of flame versus Solo and an admiral, like I don't know if Rox is just winning. You know what I'm saying? But it's I don't know how much damage Rox took from that admiral, but he did seem a little bit marked up in the face.
He was.
I had a conversation with Lawrence after this chapter dropped in regards to the admiral agenda. Personally, I don't think that this is a huge knock for it. Because one, Rox is clearly very strong.
Yeah.
And two, I don't know that the world government and this might sound crazy to you. I don't know that the Marines were as aggressive in their actions against pirates yet. Like, I don't know if the admirals of the time were the same caliber that we see now. And I'm not trying to detract from Rox's feat here.
Yeah.
It's more that I see that the world government has always been pretty reactionary to what's happening around them. And Roger still technically spawned the Great Pirate Era in that age where we saw a large influx of pirates. So to me, I don't know that the Marines were like ready for a Rox yet. Ready for a Whitebeard Roger type of thing yet. I could be wrong, but I just don't know. I don't think he took out like the Akainu we saw at Marineford just now. I could be wrong,
But again,
but I don't know that that's what happened.
I get you, but you gotta scale it to what the narrative shows us and what's the strongest at already. Because for instance, like the strongest admiral, I'm not saying he did, because the strongest admirals we know is Garp and Sengoku, and the weakest admirals I know is Z and Green Bull. Like just ballparking. Like for instance, and like I forgot to bring up, Kong's around.
Yeah.
And again, during the Roxas era, Kong is the fleet admiral. I don't know if it changed during the God Valley.
Now? Is it now though?
I gotta find out if he's fleet admiral in the God Valley incident. Because if you look at, because remember, Kong is the one who told Garp about what's going on in God Valley.
That's the end of Rox's run, God Valley. So if he's not the fleet admiral then he's definitely not the fleet admiral now. You get what I'm saying? He might very well be.
He could be.
But
I think honestly, no, I'll wait for my turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't have too much after that, but like I did like that they basically set up like them meeting later, like where's Elbaf? It's that way, etc. And then, Harald is jumping off the red line, had me like, bruh.
Yeah, bro.
Because two things, I'm under the belief that he has that devil fruit, or maybe I'm tripping.
Yeah.
But you just jumping into the ocean.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you?
But there's ports at the bottom.
Maybe.
He has there's like a city at the
That's
bottom.
gonna break, bro.
Even if he did,
No, has what fruit?
even if it does, right? Yo, that's a great, like, this is the red line.
I'm gonna keep it a buck. It's not impressive as much as you think. Loki was
right,
born
you're right,
2 seconds.
You're right. Is that? I think we got into this argument before. Is that farther? Like, it doesn't matter. He's an infant, but like
this is a grown man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
No,
but when it happened,
he might have taken people out.
He got dad strength.
But what ability do you think?
Dad hockey.
I don't know, but
we know dad hockey exists.
Either way, I rocked with the moment. I really like that clash. I thought it was really well like drawn, and I love that Harald very clearly has Conqueror's hockey. I think we all kind of suspected that he did, but like I like confirmation in this form.
Yeah.
Not somebody telling you got it.
Yeah.
Yo, I clashed with a dude we know got
Yeah.
it. You know what I'm saying? And we was head up. So I like that. I like that a lot. I really like the dynamic between the two dudes.
But this, again, this is he's at the headquarters and he's telling Garp.
But all the admirals be at the headquarters.
I know, but still, because they don't say fleet admiral here. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. But that's it for me.
All right, Law.
Yeah. So honestly, this part was a highlight to me. I thought it was dope, right? Yeah, and I agree with Lionel, believing that because one, like I said earlier, I believe the 5 kings being kidnapped was a diversion, right? Because that was the highlight. Now they're talking about an admiral was defeated. That's the highlight, right? So it's like, yo, we have a lot going on. First 5 kings were abducted, and then we have an intruder or 2 intruders, right? And one of them took out an admiral. Or I guess one intruder because they didn't at that time they thought it was Harald was the single intruder, but they didn't realize it was Rox as well, right? So I believe that it was like he did the 5 kings first, kidnapping them. Then when he tried to escape, came across an admiral, scuffled with him, beat him, and then you're saying, yo, the admiral was defeated by this person, right? But this statement here by Rox to me shows that how much knowledge he actually has. It's a small statement, but he says right here, a giant in the Holy Land. Is this guy lost or something? Showing that he must know the history between the giants and the world government, right? That many people may not even know. We barely even know That one. So Rock's statement here saying that, yo, there's a history here between them that he knows of. Like, what's this giant even doing here? Are you lost, right? Because we've seen it from the Gorosei, like how they view giants and like where there's enemies, we gotta equip them. So like Rock saying this one shows that he actually knows a lot about the history, and it's also why we see later on of like his actions and target was world government. We'll get into that later. But I was actually just curious about that statement here of like how much does he actually know about the history of, you know, the Void Century or whatever. But that shows that he actually knows a lot, right? And Harold's statement here makes me laugh. Like, all right, negotiations are off. Like, right? Like, I understand. I apologize for this, but really setting me on fire is that necessary? Had me dying because he doesn't know the situation about being the intruder. That wasn't me. But just no mad casual about it. But like, all right, like, you know, like, you just burned me because I tried talking to you guys. Relax, like, you know. I thought it was funny, right? And this clash between them two, right? Because mostly I'm thinking is Rock's questioning, you know, the giants here. But then seeing, oh, this giant's trying to attack me because Harold's recognizing the reason why I'm being attacked is this guy, right? So him doing that and the attack here. And this Conqueror's Clash too, one, I agree with Sebastian, where I don't think it's one attack. They kind of name one attack, but if you look at the position of like their blades in the second panel,
right. It changed.
It changes. So it's probably multiple clashes.
And it doesn't look like they're touching blades.
Yeah, it's the second one.
Yeah,
so
you know what I'm saying?
to me, which is even dope, because it looks like they put power into this one. Then they realize, oh, this person's strong, and then put a stronger attack in the second one, so that they didn't even touch, which made it even doper to me. So it's like, yo, and this is why they got impressed in the second one, saying like, yo, you're able to like, I put a stronger attack in the second time, where you're like, yo, name yourself. Well, I'm Harald. I'm Rocks, like, you know, showing that like they're able to keep up with me through these attacks, right? And I'm gonna give Rocks a little hype here with this one, because if you look, what impressed me, and I don't know if it's a big thing in the One Piece world because it really hasn't really been named much, right? But Harold's using two hands.
He is.
He's using two hands, and Rocks is using one.
Right?
No, he's not.
No, look, he's holding it like this. The only I can think of is that he has his other hand on like the back of the blade itself.
Yeah, he would have to be like this. Lars is right.
Yeah.
Because he's definitely not doing this.
He's either doing this or he has it like he's like one hand's here and he's on the back of the blade that gives him that, which would make sense right here. But not only that, look who's at not only the size difference, but Rocks is also in the air. So he can't plant his feet like Harold could.
No,
So,
I thought the same thing.
Lawrence, just keep going, bro. Just keep going.
So I was impressed.
I'm going to add this too, because if you look at the separations, Rocks is bigger than Harold's.
Yeah.
It's small.
Yeah. So to me, that going into that one, right?
Telling y'all, bro, y'all don't be listening.
And that's
dog.
and that's why I would say, like, you know, if this kept going on, I believe, yes, Harold would put up a good fight. And you could argue, yeah, this dude just fought an admiral, but I believe Rocks is the stronger warrior here, right? And then between them two, right?
Lawrence is coming in, bro. I was gonna mention it too. I don't got you no more.
So, right, and then this like,
you know, when I drop an admiral, I'm just getting started.
I thought I was saying that.
I dropped this admiral before I went to the room. Fiendish Dr. Wu.
Oh
man, bro.
Yeah, no, and also like touching about like I will say, so I was gonna wait for my turn, the admiral thing, right? I gave you the timers, but I believe, right? I'm gonna do a small link, right? We all know, like, all right, during Roger's time, the one that was going after Roger was.
Okay. Do you fans know about Chapter 0? That why we know who Kong is and he was a fleet admiral? Do they know?
They should know.
I mean, that's not a.
How can I answer that question, bro?
Like,
I feel like if you in a One Piece podcast and you watching it like this, you probably know.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I can't call it.
Well, so the reason I'm saying is like, so go by that one. Kong is basically for what you understand was that guy before Sengoku and Garp, right?
Yeah.
What I believe, right, from what we're getting, like we saw that he was in that movie. You see the reason how we know Garp kept turning down the admiral position. The person he was turning down who kept offering that position to Garp was Kong. Fleet Admiral Kong kept offering Garp that position because he was the admiral while Sengoku was an admiral at that time, and Garp was supposed to be the other admiral, but he kept turning it down and everything. We saw the history even with Aokiji and Garp because Aokiji thought Garp was so cool. Right. But anyway, we see that, right? The link between Roger and Garp, where Roger was this pirate, and Garp was the guy the pirate that Garp sought after, right? He kept going after, so you have the link between them. We get a little history, not so much, but I believe where Roger and Garp had that too between them, I believe that Whitebeard had that with Sengoku, right? A little brief note was like during Marineford War, they kind of spoke as if they knew of each other's ways of battling or strategies or way of doing things, right?
You say Rocks clipped his Admiral counterfight?
No, I was gonna say no. That would be horrible. That Admiral was no. I think that Admiral just stepped up. I actually believed it was Kong.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
That's what
I believe that.
I thought
because,
you were deeper than that.
No, because even Kong, like for example, we say Sengoku retired. Kong is still in the game in his old self. He's actually the position above Fleet Admiral. He's like Commander in Chief, whatever. But we don't see him much. What role that plays, we don't know. We just see him in that role there while Sengoku was Fleet Admiral. Where Kong is actually doing now, don't know. Right? But you gotta say this is like at that time was towards the end of that kind of era of like closing where Roger's era is like coming to a close as he's about to pass was when we saw Garp turning down that position. But this is way earlier in that, right? A good maybe 10 years or more earlier than God Valley. So I'm thinking, I don't know how long Kong was Fleet Admiral. I don't know if he was Fleet Admiral for 10 years, but I'm thinking a younger Kong, he was probably Admiral, right? During that era. So I'm thinking the person that he was probably targeting, you have the big time Marine Kong who made to Fleet Admiral, whatever, was the person he went after was Rocks. That's what I believe. I could be wrong. I have no factual news, but to me it makes sense. If you're the big great pirate lined up with the great admiral, you have Roger Garp, Whitebeard, Sengoku. To me, Rocks.
And just small. Well, go ahead, Lionel.
I was saying, and to add a little bit to what Lawrence is saying, and that's very possible because if you actually even look at Law's flashback with Rosante or whatever, Sengoku's still an admiral during that time.
Yeah,
he wasn't promoted to Fleet Admiral, and the only person who would fit that bill would still be Kong as Fleet Admiral, still acting Fleet Admiral. Showing the time gap that Kong's been a Fleet Admiral either during way after Rocks or he was Fleet Admiral during Rocks. Either Kong was an Admiral during Rocks' time, then became Fleet Admiral, or he was Admiral the whole time, then when Rocks passed, eventually he became Fleet Admiral.
Yeah.
So either way, it sticks.
So my minor pushback, it is very minor, I'll say, is that when Rocks was going to God Valley, Kong knew. And his response was, yo, Garp, go over there because Roger's gone.
Yeah.
If he had that kind of relationship where it's like, that's my guy, would he not have pulled up himself?
So that's where I believe where he's probably Fleet Admiral now.
Okay.
Because he was going after.
He ain't leaving the desk.
Yeah,
it's not that big of a combo. It's just he didn't leave the desk.
Because the same thing was like, for example, Akaino, right? Where he was just kind of showed that he kind of not regretted becoming Fleet Admiral, but he's just like, yo, I can't go out there now.
Yeah,
because he was able to go out there before and fight. He's like, yo, this is like he kind of said this is becoming more of a burden. This is a kind of speaking this. Yeah. So I'm thinking if Khan was that guy and then you get promoted to Fleet Admiral, it's like you can't go out anymore. You kind of have to oversee until they come to your front porch.
And going by what Lawrence is saying, 56 years all the way to 38.
Yeah,
that's a lot of years passing. He definitely could have became Fleet Admiral during those times.
Yeah,
or just became Fleet Admiral.
Yeah.
Like I can't go. I just became Fleet Admiral. You gotta go.
So and then, so you said one of your best warriors, as in Garp, I can't go because look, if you look at Kong, that dude is probably the jackedest Marine we've ever seen.
He might be Garp.
He's swole, bro.
Yeah, this dude is huge, right? So anyway, right? So I wanted to add that, and then also too going by the drop because him jumping off that we also talk about all right, we've seen it with Kaido just jumping off, we've seen it with Loki, whatever, right? And then we see this one just jumping off, the 10-meter thing just to escape, right? I don't think he had an ability, Harald. He just jumped off. He's going to endure it because of the giant, whatever. They show it would. To me, it wouldn't even phase him. It's like I'm getting out of here, right? But yeah, that's what I have to say for now.
All right. I've got to say, I did not expect Harald and Rocks to cross paths like this. I figured they might link up with Harald while Harald was sneaking out, around, and Rocks was on his way out. But to see Harald literally on fire and then suddenly clashing with Rocks, that was one of the most Conqueror's hockey moments of all time. When I talk about Conqueror's hockey users, This is what happens. Like they just immediately bang out. Lawrence has said this so many times, and it will bleed into like the next subject of the chapter. Mm-hmm. But like this is what I meant. Like it's always on site, even if they're concerned about one another. It's on site. Like it's just what they do. I have no idea why they do it. It's just something in their nature. It's like they sense another alpha, and it's like you ever enter a room and they got like you got size like. Yo, he can't beat me. You know what I'm saying? All guys do it, by the way. Listen, for any woman that's watching, all guys do this. We walk into a room and we think to ourselves, who could beat us? And then we usually think nobody. It just depends, right? It happens, bro.
That was actually so true. It's crazy.
Yo, it happens, bro. So, before diving into the fight itself, I want to highlight something about Rox's personality. He's incredibly insightful, and I don't think he's a true villain. It's sort of like what Lawrence was talking about. The moment he laid eyes on Harald, he could immediately tell that Harald didn't belong in the Holy Land, but also that he wasn't the type who could be made into a slave. Then, recognizing that a clash was inevitable, he stayed calm, sized Harald up, and saw that he wasn't a bad guy, just someone lost in the wrong place at the wrong time. Then, when he's offered advice, Harald actually listens to him. So that's also like a Conqueror's thing. He immediately respected him because of the clash.
Right.
Conqueror's vibes, right? It gave me smart Luffy vibes. A wild, instinctively brilliant guy that's hard to define but easy to respect. And it made me understand even more why people like Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, and Shiki would soon later follow Rox. He has presence. He commands a room not just with power but with charisma, awareness, and the ability to care about others even while chasing his own ambitions. It's similar to Blackbeard, but it's flipped on its head. You can label him a villain if you want, but if he were truly evil, he wouldn't have even bothered helping Harald out. I think he found Harald fascinating, not just because he was a giant, but because he had Conqueror's hockey. That alone probably earned Rox's attention and respect. There's nothing deeper to Rox, and this moment really showed it, especially since he didn't know King Harald was King Harald. Mm-hmm. He just probably thought he's just a random giant that's bigger than others.
Yep.
So there was absolutely nothing to gain except, oh, this guy's pretty strong. And even then, he didn't invite him to the crew just yet. So it was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, he was plotting.
He was plotting, but you could tell like this is his personality when he does things. So
it's also, obviously he's probably from Elbaf, but he said like, which way is Elbaf? He pointed and said, I bet I'm going back to Elbaf.
Yeah, he's like the New World. He probably knows like Elbaf is just in the New World, so it's like you know, bro. Like Sebastian said, 5 kilometers is technically 3.106 miles. That's insane. That's an absurd feat. I know it's always sunny atop the red line, but I guarantee you, if there were clouds that day, they'd be long gone. This wasn't quite on the level of Roger versus Whitebeard or Joy Boy's hockey knot, but it's damn close, yo. Like, it's damn close. And what's even crazier, these two, Rox and Harald, wielding this kind of hockey are throwing down right outside of Emu's front door.
Emu like.
Yeah. I really wish. I wish Oda gave us a little bit more. I wish Oda showed Emu and the Gorosei like the moment that clash happened, because in my head they either refused to step outside or they knew exactly what would happen if they did.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Emu said, "Hey, keep it down out there."
I also see Emu on all fours from some hockey. From some hockey. I also saw the Gorosei members get sent back, turned back into their regular human forms off some hockey. All I'm saying is, if we looking at two dudes that are this great, and like Lauren said, they not touching, we know they of that stature, dog. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Emu chilling.
That's all I'm saying.
He's called him Ruckus, man.
But I will say this. This might even explain why the world government wanted to make a deal with Harald in the first place.
Oh!
And their talks failed. Because they were like, oh, you kick it up, and you got this? Nah, yo.
That's that boy that Clash of Rocks?
Yo, come back. Come back, yo.
That's the guy.
He was like, yo, you didn't have to jump off the red line. We could have got you something, bro. But let's be serious here for a second. Rocks just casually took out an admiral. Took their life, in fact. It didn't take 10 days. That's not just impressive. It's terrifying. Admirals...
I'm just saying.
We gotta get out of the soundbite. Sebastian has always been a big advocator throughout the years of us reading One Piece that admirals aren't slouches. They're just not stronger than Yonkos. There were a time where they were comparable, but they're just relatively, we've always known they're just not there. They can't take out a Yonko himself, right? Depending on who the Yonko is. Buggy, Blackbeard exists. So it's like, that's not just impressive, it's terrifying. And even after doing that, Rock still had enough gas in the tank to go head to head with a fresh Conqueror's hockey user. An elite one like Harald, which we see he's not even touching blades now.
Yeah.
Sure, he gritted his teeth and broke a sweat, but come on. He just came off a life or death battle with an admiral. I've seen people argue that admirals have to hold back in Marijoa to protect the Celestial Dragons. Sebastian said this on the last pod. Sure, that makes sense in most cases, right? But if an admiral's life is on the line, there's no way they're holding back for anyone. You really think an admiral is going to pass away just to protect some pampered nobles? No. He's going to be like, yo, if I'm going to pass away, I'm going to pass away
all out.
going all out. I'm not going to die by Steve over here. You know what I'm saying? If it's between saving their life or pleasing the Celestials, they're choosing survival. So Rock's taking one out and still standing strong. Bro, that's crazy impressive. And now we know for sure Harald is a Conqueror's hockey user too. Once again, Oda reinforces the idea that Conquerors tend to be born from Conquerors, hence Loki. This was also one of the traits that I pointed out. I've got to say, these first 9 pages had me feeling relieved. Oh my God, more than anything, Seb. Yo, for years, probably like 2.5 years. For 2.5 years, bro, I've heard people downplay Rocks, calling him the Buggy of the old era when it comes to strength. And for years, I've pushed back. That narrative never made sense. Kaido included him among the few people who could actually hurt him. Rocks captained 3 conquerors who held some of the highest bounties in history up till today. He was labeled Roger's greatest adversary. He had too many accolades for the fraud label to stick. And now we here. We finally see it. And I'm so damn happy. Because now the Buggy is Rock's theory can just die.
Yo, honestly.
Please just die. Please die. Please die. I'm so happy he could be Buggy's dad. I don't care. As long as he's not Buggy, we're good. I'm so happy.
Yeah, they was tripping with that Buggy.
Yeah,
thing.
bro.
It made no sense.
Bro, when it first happened by a certain I ain't want to hear that no more, bro. So he's not just a name. The man has aura, caliber, and overwhelming strength. And if this surprised you, then prepare to be shocked even more, because here's the wildest part. This clash at the Reverie happened 56 years ago. God Valley took place 38 years ago. That means from the moment Rocks and Harald met, the Rocks Pirates had 18 more years to grow, train, and just rise together. Rocks got even stronger after 18 years of this. That's absolutely mind-blowing. Like, it really, like if he's at this level right now, and then he acquires who he acquires, and they're constantly fighting, I'm a glazer. I don't care, bro. I'm glazing, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just happy. I'm happy. But let's read 5 super chats.
Okay.
After the 5 super chats, we're going to get into probably the biggest topic of the pod. And then, because that's what everybody's waiting for. But guys, if you haven't hit the like button just yet, we're trying to get over 1,000 likes. So please help us do that. Thank you so much for being here. We're going to read a couple super chats, and then we're going to get back into the chapter. And then after that's done, we're going to get right back into the super chats. But we will read every single super chat. So please, sumimasen. We don't mean to take so long on reading them.
Yeah. We got 2 from Black Ghost that's sitting. It says, can you guys do a One Piece quiz on the next break? Maybe. I mean, I got some theories I'm kind of saving for that, but
yeah.
Word.
I'd have to make some quiz question.
We got another 20 from Wade the Asian. It says, like I said, Larry will downplay any and everyone Rocks comes in contact with his favorite characters. Larry really be on one, then he talks about them. Laughing emojis. Hashtag Derek White. Hashtag any bald guy. Hashtag Sebi stocks up. Hashtag Doflaw Mingo. Hashtag part-timer Lionel. I don't think he downplayed Harald just now.
Nah,
Yeah,
I upscaled him. I upscaled the Admiral too.
Yeah.
In a way.
Another 35
I just think
Czar.
that Rocks is just that strong.
Yeah.
No, he has to be an Yonko level or an Admiral level to beat an Admiral. So
Yeah.
it has to be one of those. Can't be less.
Another 35 Czar from OBP 200. It says Ace is a devil fruit reliant character who never uses hockey. Could he beat Enel who wields a superior devil fruit on his own? What diff and why? I don't know that the fight ends at all. They just can't. I mean, Ace has hockey, right?
I wouldn't even
So-
say his fruit is superior to Ace's either.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
No, I would say Enel's is superior because so fire is a plasma. The next part of that is lightning.
So you think his lightning would hurt Ace or not?
I think it possibly could, yeah.
Because we're gonna get back into the
That's like science, so yeah.
piece. Science piece.
I mean, I watch Avatar. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this. So Enel has superior observation hockey, obviously. Ace has superior armament hockey. And in the case of the two of them, I would say you're supposed to look at Ace as stronger in the world of One Piece. But that's me.
I'm gonna give it to Enel.
Okay. I mean,
Even though Ace is my favorite character,
I'm
I think
gonna-
Enel has it.
I got Ace too.
Yeah, I got it. Another 5 from Wade the Asian. It says Harald wasn't full strength when we know what happened with we know who. Hashtag stop glazing. Hashtag glazed donut maker Larry. Hashtag he
Wait,
wanna
what happened
pump
with-
in Whitebeard.
What happened to Harold?
I guess that he like later, like when he gets taken over with like when he dies. You know what I'm saying? Like
Okay.
that's the only thing I think of. But I don't
That's
know.
another to do with Rocks. He
Yeah, I don't
wasn't
know.
there.
I don't know what that's about. Wade,
Yeah, bro.
To be honest.
See?
Let's talk
But-
about the fire thing.
Yeah.
That's
Let's do three more.
We got another 5 from Nate Dogg. It says, seems like Sebi Chuan does know what a conqueror is. W's this week for Seb. Hashtag Davy Back Crew. Hashtag not my captain. Thanks, Nate. We'll get into it. Another 2 from Mr. T's Fox, but no super chat attached. Thank you. Next time, let us know your thoughts.
Yeah.
Another 5 from Alex Perez. It says, what's up? Do y'all remember the OG One Piece rap from the 4Kids American version of One Piece? In it, Sanji had a lollipop instead of cigarettes. I do, and it was one of the reasons why I wasn't that into
Nah,
One
they
Piece.
ruined one.
Yeah.
They ruined one.
Yayo, yayo.
No.
Yeah, no.
Oh, man.
Let's do one more, and then we'll go back in the chat.
Yeah, we got another 2 from Xavier O'Dilly. It says, "Sub crew question: have any One Piece, any Devil Fruit users died of old age?" I don't think so. Not to my knowledge, right?
Pal gonna.
Do you?
Said, wait, any devil fruit users? Any of
Yeah.
them?
Passed away from old
Well,
age.
people rarely pass from old age in One Piece in general.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, that's
but-
true.
I was gonna think, you think that's like, that means something? Like it's tied into like you're cursed
I don't know.
or something?
I don't like that idea.
Who's the oldest person with the ability that we know?
Probably a giant, right? They live for mad long.
There's no giant with abilities.
Yeah.
It would have been Harald, I guess. I don't know how
Yeah.
old he is in this moment, like, you know what I'm saying? But
I don't
if
know.
he even has a Delphi, who knows anymore?
Right now, it might be Sengoku.
Yeah, it might be Sengoku.
He's getting old though. He's clearly aging and all that. So.
Yeah.
But
All right, guys, if you haven't liked the video yet, please like the video and thank you. I hope you guys are all having a great time. It's been some great discussions.
stop stalling, bruh.
I'm not.
I'm playing.
So, to get into the next part of the chapter, the narrator drops some major info. They say, the Navy Admiral that Rocks had just struck down perished from his wounds, despite emergency measures. Following the many crimes committed that day, Rocks' name was launched into infamy, and his actions sent shockwaves through the world. Sometime afterward, Rocks attacked a ship transporting heavenly tributes en route to Marijoa. But he didn't stop there. He also destroyed the Gate of Justice and fled once again. With that treasure and ship as his starting foundation, Rocks officially dove into the world of piracy. While his actions were consistently hostile toward the world government, his first real target was surprisingly another pirate crew. The narrator explains that in the world of pirates, there had long existed a famous and ruthless game between crews, the Davy back fight, a series of competition where pirates would gamble the fate of their crewmates and their flags. Rocks took full advantage of this game, using it strategically to assemble a powerful and loyal crew. One by one, he built up a fearsome lineup of misfits, monsters, and legends. At this point, his newly formed crew still flew no flag, and that's when they arrived at Elbaf. So, you want to go first or you want to go last?
I can go first. I'm going to be talking for a little bit, though.
Yeah, you want. All right. Seb, what did you think about this part of the chapter?
I was extremely hyped. I got pinged so many times in the...
Hold on, Marvin's not back yet.
Okay.
All right, give it to Lionel.
Yeah,
real
go
quick.
on.
Lionel, you got anything to say?
Because I was gonna bring in, because I thought you were going to the other, like to the other one. Nah, I was gonna let Sebastian say his thing.
Damn, I need you to say something.
What,
Yo,
really?
Marv came back.
Oh wow, okay. One thing is I'm gonna say is but we're actually doing a lot apparently. Oh, Marvin's back. All right, cool.
All right.
You can't go.
Yo, bro.
I don't know worse.
Yo, bro.
No, because I'm saying I didn't know Sebastian.
We're done, bro.
So
We're
I'm
done,
like,
bro.
yo, I'm gonna let him
Yo,
speak.
just go, Seb. I'm done with this guy, bro.
Oh my god.
Done, bro.
I can't. I will say, I didn't think you would end it right there. I thought you were going to go a little further into the
that's what threw me
chapter.
off.
But
I couldn't.
you could have.
Nah, it didn't make sense when I broke the chapter.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can still get this off. All right. Yes, this was a pretty big W for me in the One Piece community, especially in this podcast. I've had long-standing debates with Larry about not only what a conqueror is, whether or not the Davy back fight would be a relevant piece of the story, whether relevant piece of what Rocks did, how he hired his crew, etc. So I do have a mini thesis that I wanted to break down here. I've already technically texted this to y'all in the chat. I just kind of elaborated a bit more on it here. So, in One Piece, true conquerors do not submit to others, conquerors, through defeat. Instead, they choose to follow based on ideals, respect, love, admiration, or shared dreams, not subjugation. Larry's theory that Rocks beat his conqueror-level crew into submission has now finally been debunked in Chapter 1155. But in general, it was always a flawed notion, one that contradicts the core pattern and messaging of the series surrounding conquerors. 1. Conquerors don't bow to strength alone. Throughout One Piece, not one character with conqueror's haki submits to another simply because they were physically overpowered. Let's look at some core examples. Zoro to Luffy. Zoro follows Luffy out of unwavering respect, not because Luffy beat him. Zoro saw Luffy's spirit and conviction and chose to follow him. Rayleigh to Roger. This was a best friend or partner dynamic. No conquering. Rayleigh wasn't recruited through force, they grew together. Ace to Whitebeard. Yes, Ace lost multiple times, but he followed Whitebeard after a heart-to-heart conversation with Marco, realizing Whitebeard represented the father/familiar figure he had never had. His decision was emotional, not a result of domination. Odin to Whitebeard and Roger. Odin clashed with Whitebeard and Roger, but he ultimately followed each man after witnessing who they were, not because he was defeated. Both men allowed him to join after seeing his heart, not after forcing him to submit. Boa to Luffy as another example. A conqueror in her own right, Boa would only ever follow Luffy due to love and admiration, not because of a fight or a defeat. Katakuri to Big Mom. Katakuri follows Big Mom not out of belief in her dream, but out of familial obligation and the need to protect the rest of his siblings, showing the cracks in the dynamic rather than validating it. All those people I named weren't beaten into submission. They all have different reasons for their willingness to follow their captains. Now, to further debunk the notion that you could beat a conqueror into submission, Kaido is the clearest example of a pirate trying to create a crew based on raw power and dominance. He attempted to impose the very structure Larry was suggesting, a meritocracy built on strength and fear. And look how it turned out. The Beast Pirates fostered no conquerors in its ranks. Yamato rebelled. Kid and Luffy outright opposed and refused this philosophy. Even King, Kaido's most loyal commander, never exhibited a conqueror's spirit. The entire Wano arc showed how conquerors resist being ruled. His system works towards the weak-willed and the downtrodden. It eventually crumbled when met with actual conquerors, those who refused to bow. Now, Rocks as a potential exception, that was always a big claim. Like I said, it's now been debunked, but if Rocks did in fact beat his crew of conquerors into submission, that would have made him not just strong, but fundamentally different from every leader we've seen to this point. He would have broken the established dynamic of One Piece. But there was no evidence to that fact. No character, not Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, or Shiki ever said that Rocks beat them into loyalty. The facts are the facts. In chapter 1155, it's now confirmed that Rocks gathered his crew through a string of Davy-back fights. Davy-back fights are games of recruitment, not dominance. Winning one lets you take crewmates, but it doesn't make them loyal. And it adds even more weight to the truth that these were self-serving alliances. The crew as a group of egotistical, powerful individuals who shared no loyalty to Rocks, their only common pursuits of riches, chaos, and personal ambition. That doesn't sound like a man who ruled with earned loyalty through strength. It sounds like a crew of ambitious individuals temporarily aligned until their egos exploded. Now, I've said in the past that the Rocks crew dynamic seems more similar to that of Blackbeard pirates or the Cross Guild in the modern era. As Rocks' son Blackbeard would eventually state, you've got pirates all wrong. We all profit from having our own agendas. That's what makes us pirates. In conclusion, Larry's argument imagines a hierarchy of conquerors that doesn't exist in One Piece. Conquerors follow out of choice, not submission. If Rocks did force them all under him, that would have made him a total anomaly. And the story has yet to support that claim. If anything, the lack of lasting loyalty in his crew proves one point. You can't conquer a conqueror. All right. That's my one for the Davy-back piece. I did want to get that out there. I have another theory to go off, but I'll just stick to what we know here. I'll go to that a little bit later.
Okay.
All right. I know people want me to rub it in your face and all that, but like it's light work. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I knew this was coming. Anyway, things I want to point out here. The Buggy Rocks thing. I know we've had discussions about it. Like I just said, the Cross Guild thing is a little mirrors there. Yo, the wanted poster looked just like Buggy, bro. I know y'all see it.
It did.
I know y'all see it. Lionel keep trying to tell me he don't see it. You know you see it, bro.
Not really. I mean, that's the closest one.
Lionel killing me, bro. I know you see it, man. I don't know if that's his kid. There's a couple other points, like people think brought up in super chats that his name Zebek in Vietnamese means buggy or carriage or whatever. The facial recognition. People brought up the Odin thing. With he calls Buggy Judo, which means second son. So it would be like another little tie-in between him and Blackbeard. I don't know. I'm more focused though on he destroyed the Gates of Justice, like himself.
He destroyed one of them,
bruh.
Yeah.
The feet, like Oda going OD with the feats for Rocks. Like it's crazy. It's impressive, man. I know we've had conversations about whether we want him to have a Delphi or not. Originally I did. But now I kind of don't want him to.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? Like I'm all about add Hawk's Delphi. It's always a Delphi we've never seen if he has one. But like, if he's able to break the Gates of Justice on straight hockey, bro, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Blackbeard couldn't do it with the Guru. I don't know.
Yo,
I just wanted to say that.
It's okay.
If that was the case, that would shut down Sebastian's whole.
We're not.
Gura argument, the whole Gura, and I'm ready for that.
Man, listen, bro.
Same.
Gura go crazy. I did like this as a start to his pirating journey, though. I thought it was really cool. The Davy-back fight thing, I know we're gonna troll or whatever. People are gonna clown Larry for that. It wasn't too ridiculous to think that it wasn't the case, but I thought it was always possible with how the crew was, how they acted towards Rocks, and the fact that it exists. Oda was never gonna put the Davy-back fights in the story and not reintroduce it in a way that was more meaningful to the story. I didn't know that we were going to get a new character that was going to do this when they first dropped, but I always thought it could be something that happens later into the story with like maybe Luffy and Shanks, etc. It might still happen, but this is a dope way, if we never see it again, to reincorporate it in a way that works in the canon and can tell a meaningful story for the history of piracy. Like, yo, this amazing elite crew formed together. How could it possibly have happened? If they would have said this and we didn't have the long ring arc, we'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we needed that arc. So anybody who skipped long ring, or whatever
it wasn't filler.
It wasn't filler. It was necessary, bro. I laughed at Rox actually having a little montage of the Davy back fights. He's boxing, he's shooting ships down. I don't know what he's doing here with the axe. Is he cutting somebody's head off?
I don't know.
Like,
It looks like more like a game, almost like
what are you doing?
when you put the dice in there and you move it, but he has an axe in his hand. I don't know.
Oh, maybe you gotta get it first. And
I don't know.
I don't know.
They said it's merciless, right?
But I thought that was super cool. I thought that was dope. I like that he was targeting the world government first, like as a thing. Was he the first revolutionary of his time? Like, Rock's so interesting to me. And he just got these wanted posters in his hands, like he bounty hunting. Lionel talked about things that make him reminisce to Blackbeard. Technically, Blackbeard's first act as pirate, like as a captain, was I need to start taking these dudes in and like
he was money.
Like he was taking.
I need money on.
He was trying to take Luffy in to get his seat as a warlord, etc. And later into the chapter, we see a little bit. I think Corey and Danny. They talked about it a little bit, like he's kind of acting like a warlord, you know what I mean, but finessing the world government like warlords do.
Yeah,
we'll get into that later. But in general, he's just mad interesting to me. Like everything he do, from even the Davy back stuff, I thought it was dope. It's dope to see that this is the crew that he was able to assemble from doing that. I kind of wish we would have seen how, like, in them. Because I've always said that he could have won them in Davy back fight. That doesn't mean he didn't still beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean he didn't still fight and defeat Whitebeard. It just means that he won whatever the challenge was to force you gotta rock with me. So, I don't know. I thought it was great, though. And I laughed so hard. I laughed so hard, bro. I can't lie. I was cracking up. I was laughing so hard. I had to join your live stream, man. With you and Luffy. Larry was heated, but he wasn't too bad. He was just like, yo, I'm gonna get cooked. I don't think it's too crazy. It's not too crazy, man. But it's good to know that we're here now. But that's it for me.
All right, Law.
Wait.
You actually got something?
Yeah, I was wanting Sebastian to go first. Though.
Wow. No, you said you didn't have anything.
No, I said I do, but I was waiting for Sebastian to go the whole time. I wanted Sebastian to go first.
He didn't say that.
It doesn't even matter if he said that. We needed you to step up.
Well, we had to. Then Marv came.
Yo, Fred,
all right. Go ahead, Lionel.
I can't.
I said it. I'm just saying. Okay. So, there's a couple of things, the small things, but one of the things I want to bring out with the whole, the Davy back fight I was bringing out. And again, this is a correlation with Blackbeard. So, like, you know how a lot of Blackbeard's following in a lot of Rock's footsteps. Like, again, the fact that, and also what Lauren said too, like, one of Blackbeard's hobbies is looking at history and following that up. Like, doing research and, like, looking at certain things, whether he's able to get access to them or not. I don't know if Rox is something similar, like, because he said Rox just knows certain things, or the way he read or the research. But I'll bring up the Davy back fight part because I don't have to go to the later on. Though. We know that the Davy back fights originated on Pirate on Pirate Island. We find it interesting, but going to the newest chapter, the way they said it was correlated to Rox. But we realize the Pirate Island and Rox don't really have anything to do with each other with the Davy back fight. As in, Rox just looks like whether Rox was a pirate all this time, but he did research about the pirate history, and that's a game, and just took advantage of it. While the Davy back fight's been around for years, apparently. Because going with the newest chapter later on, they brought up Pirate Island. They don't elaborate how long that's been going on, but regardless of it, it's called Pirate Island, and Davy back fights originated from there.
Do you think that's a mistake?
Why? What do you mean?
Because maybe I'm jumping ahead, but in general,
you guys are jumping ahead.
Kind of, but Rox doesn't take over Power Down until later. And the Davy back fight was already a thing.
And that's what I was bringing up. Like, so Davy back fight, again, the Davy back fight doesn't focus on Rox. We just assume it did. But again, it focused on who? Davy Jones. Because the name Davy back fight refers to his name. The Davy, the Davy part, is, as again, he's probably the one who created the game or whatever reason. So that goes into like, and that's something I wonder if Oda's going to go that route, that Davy Jones is actually going to be a real pirate, social with Beehive later on in history. And that goes into like, because I was going by with, and this is, I want to take a little side note, backtrack a little bit. And this I was talking about with Blackbeard again. Like, again, Rox's coming up story is, because this is all the same sequence. He goes to, he captures the 5 kings, threatens Emu or warns Emu, clashes with Harald, then he leaves Moriland, the Holy Land, then he takes this over the ship, takes the treasure, and he destroys it to disgust to leave. Like, all this happened, him leaving his debut. Well, Blackbeard's the exact opposite, him going to Marineford Land. Like, going to Marineford Land to achieve what he wanted. Right? And I found it interesting that they both were seeking out and looking after strong, or trying to attain strong individuals. That's the whole reason why Blackbeard went to level 6 prison. Why? To get strong pirates to join his army, to join his forces. Rox Dilly did the same thing with the Davy back fights. And if you look at it, me and Los were talking, Rox is looking at bounties. And I was like, you guys look at it closely. I saw one, Lawrence saw the other one. If you look at it upside down in my Switch, if you look at down, that's Whitebeard's bounty. It
does look like Whitebeard.
That's Whitebeard's wanted poster. And Lawrence, if the one you see Rox holding it, that one looks more like Shinky. So that they already had bounties and active around this time. Or to a degree. We don't know, because again, how young Whitebeard is. At the age of, I think, during the 48 years, the 48 when you're at Elbaf, I think Whitebeard's 26. And I don't know how old Shinky is. They never still clarified that. I'm sure that they were active pilots or had bounties, whatever, and what they were doing. That Rox was actually seeking them out. Just similar with Blackbeard. Blackbeard was seeking out individuals to join his crew. Why? For a certain purpose, to build an army, to whatever. I'm making the same with Rox. They both sought out multiple strong individuals. Where they did about it is differently, and they get known with criminals to join their crew. Again, that's something like Blackbeard is really doing similar to Rox, whether he knows what Rox did these things or not, because his actions are kind of like, vanished or gone. But he's doing something similar in certain steps. But again, it's like weirdly reversed. That's how I thought of with Blackbeard. And I thought of like, we already know that the saber of Zebek is what Blackbeard named his fruit. I would say name his ship. But that's what I was also thinking of, right? Going by Davy Jones's lore, and what I already said is like his lore of like, greed and whatever, like greed and wanting to attain all these treasures and all this stuff, kind of fits also Blackbeard's personality and a little bit of Rox. And I think what if Blackbeard knew somehow that Rox was a worshiper of Davy Jones? And if they were saying, if Jailboy and Davy Jones are different, and I said, to me, I think that Rox doesn't have a fruit. And I'm thinking, what are the reasons why, how, again, for us to know who somebody had a fruit is why. Somebody had it and betray it and use it at one point. Like, with Nika fruit, the Nika fruit. We know that it's a Nika fruit, whatever warrior, because Nika had it. The gum, the white warrior, whatever. Now I started thinking, what if, you guys might know where I'm going, what if he, knowing that Rox worshipped this Davy Jones person and how the lore of his greed and whatever fits his personality, that Davy Jones had the darkness fruit. That was his ability. That linking, that Blackbeard's kind of linking both his father and Davy Jones.
And you think that Rox was if he was going to eat a fruit, that was the fruit he would target?
I don't know. Like, to me, I kind of like that Rox wanted to stay away from fruits. I like it. He could have, taken that power. But whatever reason, if Davy Jones did get that fruit, and again, Sam sinking, because gravity, again, it's darkness. You suck and pull everything. It's something similar to the whole sea thing. Yeah, and if that power, you could take all the treasure you want. You have an infinite darkness you could suck in, and it's power to take away fruits, and it also ties in with greed. You could take everything. So I thought that in a way portrays the Davy Jones, his lore of him wanting to gain anything and even sucking people down in the sea. I thought of that, but I'm thinking, why would Blackbeard want the fruit?
And I go, so how did he know about a fruit? That somebody had it previously and showed his power. And I thought of, what if Davy Jones was that person? That like, this is the person that my father looked up to and worshiped, and he had the darkness fruit. And he's trying to follow the footsteps of his father as well. Now he gates that fruit that the person that his father worshipped. Like, that's what I thought of. Again, I could be sounding crazy, but that's what I thought of, like with Davy Jones and stuff.
No, I like that a little bit. I ain't gonna lie.
But I also started thinking of, because the way they're going, we don't know how long. I don't want to. I mean, it's going to a little bit further, but it's not that much. But that's my thought process on a little bit on what's going on with the Davy back fights and Davy Jones. A little bit too. I thought it was also funny with the boxing thing as well. And I think, go to shows again, he can scrap. I'm just this guy looks like he's fodder though. But shows again, like Rocks, he's a pirate. You fight with hands, guns, swords. It's like you're not restricted to your fighting style to certain things. And I don't know.
He's that's Frankie upscale, bro. That's Frankie upscale with the boxing gloves, man.
Honestly, but that just reminds us of that because we thought of Luffy and Frankie immediately. And no, sorry, Luffy and Foxy mostly. I thought of the cover panel, but
he's also shooting too.
Yeah, but that's what the shirt, But the pirate the Davy back fight or Rocks. I only thought that happened with them honestly because the first time we heard of the Davy back fights, then as soon as we find out in what was chapter 9. 56 or whatever about the Rocks pirates, how they got him. I only thought he had to get him, get the Rocks pirates or a lot of them from the Davy fight. The only thing is, I didn't think all of them, because one translation said all of them. Whether that still is true that all of them are not, I don't know. Because I do agree with Lawrence to the degree, and Lawrence is probably going to say it, but like who's gonna why would you agree to this? And if you do lose, sure, I don't care. But again, it goes to honor and certain things.
Y'all not honorable, man. Y'all not honorable people, man.
No, but I do say, I understand it, because what Big Mom said, so even if we're pirates, we stick to a certain code. There's a code in honor among pirates. That is true. Big Mom said it, and even how terrible Big Mom is. So showing that, even if if Whitebeard and Rocks didn't have a Davy back fight and he had and Whitebeard lost, sticking to the honor and code, even again, he's a conqueror, that he respected it. And that's how some people are. Whether people are after that, but there's an honor and code among piracy and men. So I accepted the whole thing that it is a Davy fight. I've been thought that as soon as I saw there was the Davy fight was at the Beehive. But again, I didn't say all of them, and they don't say all of them. But I accept it. Again, that's the only way I could see of a conqueror is even accepting it. Honestly, if you're going by defeating wise, because. Again, we already said you defeat a conqueror, we've seen it multiple times. It's not going to work. So, but that's about it for now.
All right, Law.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna get to the Davy back fight a little bit, just to touch up a few things later on. But I want to say, going into the fact that Rocks wasn't a pirate all this time, what he was doing is to me is what were you? Were you just a criminal? Were you an adventurer? What were you doing? And the fact that you, even before becoming a pirate, you always targeted the world government, right? And I wonder if that's through your upbringing, was it? Or is it literally because he says Davy Jones worshiper? I wonder if that's the reason why. It's tied to that. What is Davy Jones is always going to make it a person? And why is it so part of Rox's whole system of belief or way of life doing it, where he's even targeting the world government because of it, right? Or just whatever, And then he turns to piracy, because even I thought it was interesting with that whole debut about you doing the 5 out, the ladder broke down, the 5 kings, Emu, and then taking out an Ambro and then destroying a ship. It made me laugh though, because this is not a battleship, but it made me think because this is what Blackbeard wanted to do. He wanted to get a marine ship or whatever, or a government ship to sail on to start his pirate career. And his father did it, but it's not a battleship. I will say that. So it's not full on what he did, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And then also he stole that money, the heavy trooper. So he was big on some bread, because the heavy trooper from I don't know how many kingdoms, but enough to further his further what he wanted to do of being a pirate, right? And this made me laugh though, where he's legit using bounties to scout out which he's gonna recruit on his crew. That's how I saw. He's all right, okay, this guy looks strong. He had this bounty. I'm gonna go after Whitebeard. I'm gonna go after Shinky, right? So I want to know too, because Whitebeard has a bounty. All right, and we all know if it's not filler, we saw Whitebeard an apprentice on another ship before.
Yeah,
like
not filler.
It's not filler, right?
Nah, it's not
So it's like it made me question. So did Rox, like in a way, propose to that other pirate, I guess Whitebeard's captain, like an offer or whatever, and challenge him to a Davy fight, and then win and said, no, he's taking Whitebeard? Like what happened with that aspect? Because too, like who was that captain that Whitebeard was serving at that time or under at that time? And then, because also too, right? Because the main thing, my main thing was why, because like I would push back on the Davy back things too, and it's also the way Oda did it, right? The way I viewed the Davy backs when Oda first showed it with the Foxy thing, to me, I viewed it as also kind of like nonsense, right? As in, because the way he did it with Foxy. Foxy wasn't a pirate I respected, and the way he didn't look strong, whatever. So when the Davy back fights were first introduced, I viewed it as what the lower ranking pirates would do, not necessarily what the elite or hops or top class would do. As in, we see if Rox, Whitebeard, Shinky, and them would actually agree to doing, participate in doing it, and honor after the fact. Right? It was so kind of like kiddish to me, the way like Luffy was so goofy and stupid, that I didn't think it would play a greater role to like what the top would be doing.
This is what I don't get about y'all. This is One Piece.
Yeah, I understand that.
The message is the point.
Yeah, I understand
the
that.
The messenger is never as important.
No, that's
you know what I'm
fine.
saying? But
this is why I also compare it to, like, for example, to me, it's like what I view the tops will be more piratey. Not saying that they be back. And yes, you could argue back then what Roxy Scene was doing. I mean, what Foxy was doing it now compared to how it was back then could have been way different. You know, because they said the merciless games. What we saw Foxy doing didn't seem merciless. It seemed goofy and stupid. But that's the way Oda wrote it, right?
Also, you gotta forget, some stuff they added was filler. Like the roller skating thing, that's filler. That's not actually part of it.
That's fair.
So, like,
right.
there was.
I mean, the boxing wasn't.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But also, to me, Foxy was also someone that's like held back too. Foxy was someone that Luffy should have just one-shotted. You know,
True,
it shouldn't have been.
right.
It shouldn't have been that much what it was, right? So, because of that, I downplayed it, right? But I will have to say, because to me, what I thought of like the differences, I thought what the higher ups would do, because we kind of saw an example of it with Blackbeard and Law, right? When it came down to pirating, they legit said, winner take all. My crew against your crew, right? And we're going to take your poneglyphs, we're going to take your ship, we're going to take your money, anything you have of great value in possession. If I win, I take that, right? You didn't need a Davy back fight to do it. I was just going to do it, but it was more of a battle. And the same thing what we saw with Roger and Whitebeard. Yeah, it was more of their friends, but it was like they made the joke when they met each other. It was just like they laughed and said, "Ha, leave all your belongings and leave." Like, you know? Mm-hmm. But that's what pirates do. That's a normal thing to them, right? So I guess you want to go into recruitment-wise. Yes, those are belongings. But going like to get actually someone on your crew is different to actually agree to it as in, all right, it's not like your ship or your belongings I'm going to win. It's like, no, I'm going to get your crew members. Because usually your crewmates either pass with you or they just join you at a free will. But to obligate they went through the day back, and that's why I go like, all right, but why would they like agree to it? Like, yeah, I'll join this person's crew if I lose in this game, you know, and then actually honor it, which is like, no, I'm just gonna fight my way. Like, I'm a pirate. Why do I gotta listen to you? But that's what goes in the pirate code. So that's why I got confused.
No
with that.
honor.
Yeah, no, it's not to me. It's not saying I wouldn't do it. I'm saying for them, why would they agree to it too? Because also too, for even to be, and this shows that maybe it was what he. It'd be smart for Rox of what he acquired on attacking the ship, because for them to even to agree to the Davy back fight, he has to have something of equal or more value to offer them to be like, yo, if I lose, you guys get this, but if I win, all right, I get Whitebeard, I get Shinky, I get this.
It could
maybe that's what it is.
He just got all this money.
Hold on. It could also just be him. Like, I'm clearly strong as hell.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
It could be both.
If you win, you get me.
You get me and my heavy true. Maybe because like it has to be like, all right, an exchange way. Because like, what are you offering for them to even agree with the person? And that's why I'm like, why would they agree to it? You have to have something great, you know? Because
they not punks.
Because to go in a game, it's not.
What did Luffy have to give or gain, man?
Luffy wanted to have fun. It wasn't being punk. It was like, oh, this looks like an interesting game to do. That's what I'm saying is real pirates. You're just kind of like battle it out. We just discussed Whitebeard and Roger. Leave your stuff, your belongings, and fight. Blackbeard and Law, winner take all. And the same thing happened with Shanks and Kid. What did Shanks take from? He took everything from Kid when they won that thing. That's what pirates do. I'm thinking, if you're going to recruitment wise, maybe.
Apparently,
right?
they do Davy backs too, Lawrence. You just forgot about it.
Because the way Oda dressed it looked like nonsense to me. But anyway, that's my fault, right? But anyway, he used it. To me, it's just like Rox just played the game to his advantage, as in like, all right, I'm not a pirate. But to me, it's just like, for example, I looked at it as he went to marry Joa. And obviously, he has a goal in mind. He wants to be here. He said, I'll be back, right? But we all know that he was by himself, right? So it's like, all right, for me to acquire this, what I want, King of the World, take out Emu, the Gorse, all of this, right? Because he realized he was, to me, I don't think Rox ran out of fear, but it's just like, yo, I recognize his own limits. I can't fight all of this by myself and win and be like escape alive. So it's like, but I wanted to see what my enemy was. Where they at, or whatever. Why he did it, we don't know, right? But he was like, all right, but how do I recruit massive numbers fast? Strong people fast. I'm going to become a pirate, and I'm going to research, they do Davy back fights, and this is what I'm going to use to acquire this army as fast as possible. And that's why I saw what he did. That's why he used the Davy back fights and went to pirating. Because to me, he wasn't a pirate before him, but like, this is where the strong people are at. And this is what my means to recruit them to take over the world. And that's how I saw what and Rox did. Right? And Lionel already went to the ceremonies with him and Blackbeard on that aspect of recruiting that way. So I'll end it here for later on.
All right. Let me start by saying this. Sebastian was right. Rox did use Davy back fights to build his crew, and that includes legends like Whitebeard and Shiki. So I was wrong on that front. I won't deny it. So flowers to Seb.
Appreciate
Why
that.
you gotta shake my hand all strong? We're right next to the mic. Like we're right next to the mic.
My fault, bro.
He catches one W, and all of a sudden he's big man size.
It's one. Okay.
But even though I was off about how Rox recruited some of his crewmates, I'm not entirely wrong about everything. Let's break it down. When you initiate a Davy back fight, it's to recruit new members from another pirate crew. If you're challenged, the winner of each round gets to choose a crew member from the opposing side. That person then becomes loyal, your word is law, and they switch over. The captain decides their fate. If the captain doesn't want anyone, they can choose to strip the enemy of their Jolly Roger instead. So what does this mean for Rox? It seems like he didn't start with a crew. He competed in these games personally, put himself on the line every time, and won. That alone is wild. That's a flex only a Conqueror could pull off. Now, when it comes to Conqueror's hockey users, I've always believed that even if you win them through Davy back fights, their dreams have to align with the captain's. Otherwise, they'd constantly be at odds, which did happen. A conqueror wants to lead. That's plain and simple. If your goals don't match up, the only way to earn their loyalty is through overwhelming strength. But if you don't beat them and your dreams still don't conflict, they may simply respect you enough to follow your lead. It's not submission. It's acknowledgement. Seb cooked. But there's something Sebastian failed to say in his grand thesis. Every time conquerors meet, they clash. It's inevitable. You want to start listing names? We've seen it with Ace and Whitebeard. We've seen it with Whitebeard and Shanks, Blackbeard and Ace, Luffy and Zoro, Odin and Whitebeard, Big Mom and Kaido, Yamato and Ace, Shanks and Kid, Luffy and Don Chinjao, Luffy and Doflamingo, and so on. Every conqueror crosses paths and collides with another, no matter the circumstances. That's the nature of a conqueror. However they're gained, a clash is bound to happen, and respect is earned in the process, just like we saw with Rox and Harald. So the point has never been how the Davy back fights are handled. It's about the conqueror and how they move afterwards, and we know through repeated history how they move within crews. People often bring up Zoro's statement during the Davy back fight with Foxy when he said he'd rather die than live in disgrace. But let's be real. That wasn't about serving under Foxy. That was Zoro refusing to go back on his word, but also it was because in his mind, it was a fight. And he said it was a fight. And most of all, a challenge. He didn't want to back down from a challenge. That's why he said it. So how do conquerors act when they're challenged by anyone? But if he stayed on the crew and Foxy didn't do something he approved of for the crew, he would have taken Foxy out the same way Zoro challenged Luffy about Usopp. So yes, I was wrong about how Rocks used the Davy back fight, but I still stand by what I said about what it takes to be a conqueror to follow another conqueror. It's either through shared vision or shared acknowledgement. Now, here's a thought experiment. Either Whitebeard had his own crew before meeting Rocks, or he was an underling on someone else's ship, as Lawrence pointed. This evidence points to the latter. He was known as Newgate while serving on another crew, and back then, all he wanted was a family, and his crew laughed at him. That implies his captain may have offered him up in a Davy backfight. Take the donut race, for example. Pirates can interfere with each other mid-race. Or the Groggy Ring, where Zoro and Sanji fought opponents who used weapons. And finally, the boxing match, where devil fruits were allowed. If Rocks was competing solo, recruiting by force, gathered money, it's not a question that he fought and defeated Whitebeard during one of these trials, especially if Whitebeard's the strongest person on his ship and his captain knows he won't lose. Just saying, it's very possible Rocks still beat Whitebeard in a Davy backfight.
I agree.
So, I will say that to Sebastian's well-written thesis. I really enjoyed it, actually. All right.
Oh, okay.
All right. So, I also forgot to mention how fascinating it is that Rocks destroyed one of the gates of justice. There are only 3 locations connected to the gates. Ennis Lobby, the Judicial Island, Impel Down, the underwater prison, and what was formerly Marine Ford, the Marine headquarters. I doubt Rocks would have gone to Marine Ford. There wasn't anything there for him at the time. Impel Down is more plausible. Maybe he wanted to recruit some dangerous inmates like Blackbeard did, but according to canon, only Shiki and Luffy have ever broken out of Impel Down. So a successful infiltration and breakout by Rocks seems unlikely without more evidence. That leaves Ennis Lobby. But why would Rocks go there? That doesn't make much sense. Was it just to make a statement to the world government like Luffy did when he declared war by burning the flag? That seems redundant. Rocks had already made his intentions clear when he directly challenged Emu. So, what was his real purpose? We've long speculated that there's something strange about Ennis Lobby. It's always bathed in sunlight. And there's that massive, seemingly bottomless hole next to it. Ever since we saw Uranus used on Lelouchia, many have wondered if a similar attack during the Void Century is what created the gaping hole near Ennis Lobby. What if Rocks knew the truth of what the land used to be before Ennis Lobby was built? What if he went there to investigate the aftermath of Uranus's use? Maybe he was trying to understand the effects of the ancient weapon and gauge its long-term consequences on the environment or even the world at large. Could Rocks have been trying to find Uranus itself? If his ultimate goal was to take out Emu, and this is the thing I think you're gonna mess with, I believe he had the hockey to challenge them directly, for sure. But what if his ambitions went beyond just Emu? What if he wanted to destroy the entire Red Line? That would be a move with massive implications, not just against the world government, but for the world's geography itself. It could have unintentionally created the All Blue, which might explain where that dream originated from. If that's true, Rocks wasn't just a pirate seeking chaos. He might have been aiming to reshape the world entirely.
I really like that.
I knew you was gonna mess with it.
I really do.
I knew you were gonna mess with it.
Oh man.
Yo, it's fire,
Yeah,
bro.
it's fire.
I was cooking. I was typing it. I was like, damn. I was like, what?
Earlier you said, because I don't have too much to say on what you just said. I just really like it.
Mm-hmm.
Your thought process about him and Whitebeard earlier, though, that had me thinking, if Whitebeard really was out here looking for family,
Mm-hmm.
what if he thought he had found it in his first crew and then was just like, well, we'll offer up Whitebeard as an option for you.
Mm.
And he was like, oh, damn, it's like that? Like, that's heartbreaking, low-key.
It is.
It's like, yo, this family, right? It's like, nah.
But they probably have
bro.
an understanding that he is the strongest on the ship.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I can see that being a thing that impacted him in that way.
The question
But-
is, why would Whitebeard start pirating to that degree? And I would say it's because, like, He wanted to get away from his kingdom.
Well, he originally
He wanted money.
He needed the money, which is going to apply into the next part of the chapter. But he needed the money to send back home to Sphinx Island. So he's probably just pirating to do that. But I really like that last piece about rocks though. So.
Yeah. But anything else, guys? All right.
Later.
All right, guys. If you haven't liked the stream just yet, please like the stream. We're trying to get over 1,000 likes.
We close.
Thank
you. 775.
Yeah, we up there, man. We almost up there. Also, we're gonna read 5 super chats and then we're gonna go back into the chapter. And we have like an hour left. All right, guys. So let's do 5 of them.
Okay. All right, we got 5 from Buggy to Go. It says, love the pod. Thanks for the dope content. Who's the strongest person Buggy beats currently? And do we get a serious Buggy 1v1 by the end of the series? Ironically, it's Foxy. Although, he might not win that either.
Maybe.
He might not win that either. Maybe. You think about it?
I was gonna say no. I don't know if I can say it now, but no, I think he got Foxy.
Oh no, that slow motion is kind of crazy. Another 10 from Joseph Bush. And do we get a serious Buggy 1v1 by the end of the series? I have a theory that it's not going to be a serious one per se, but it's a Kobe versus Buggy theory. I got another 10 from Joseph Bush. It says, glad to be back for another stream. After this chapter, where are you ranking rocks in all-time power rankings? And do you think anyone stronger will come along? Is Davy Jones still alive? MMBF. I don't know what MMBF means. I would say rocks is top 5 all time. I might go even higher than 5.
For sure.
Top 5?
Joy Boy.
This is counting Joy Boys and Emus and Ryumas.
I think
and, you know what I'm saying?
aside
Roger,
counting,
Whitebeard.
Aside counting Joy Boy, I think the 3 people who became Power King level is Roger, Rox, and Whitebeard.
Okay.
I don't know what level Joy Boy is. I can't.
That's
that territory.
Including Rock, that's already like 5. So
That's what
then
I'm
that's not including Emu then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't scale them because they're too ridiculous right now. So I can't.
Yeah, I got him top 5 all time. I think Larry has him higher than that, but I gotta see. I mean, he definitely studied. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, he's number 3 for me right now.
We got another. Oh no. All right, 2 from Mr. T's Fox. Matchups between Straw Hats and the Blackbeard Pirates. Man.
We've done this so many times.
Yeah, bro.
Apologies, bro. We're not doing it.
Sorry, man. Another 2 from Alex Perez. If you could give one pet a One Piece name, what is it?
A pet, a One Piece name. What is it?
Is it too cliche to call him Chopper?
That's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah.
I've seen Namis walk around like dogs named Nami. Another 5 from Anthony
Kuma.
Smo. I like that too. Another 5 from Anthony Smo. It says, "Hey Seb's boss here. Sorry for flying him out so much lately. The cuddles and quality time have been just too good lately." What? Come here, Sebby Webby. What?
You getting flown out?
You said the
I
cuddles
don't know
and
what that
quality
was
time.
about, bro. Another 4 months at Yako status from Mr. Aura. It says #MarvTax. Thank you, Marv, for extending the episode this week. Another 5 from Wade the Asian. Shout out to the mods who are #Law's business partners. #bring back. Hello. That's up to Larry. Another 5 from Ice Cold Juice. Larry, hope this chapter helps you respect 1%, at least 5% chance theories. LOL, hear people out more instead of being grumpy and dismissive. You're still my GOAT. #BBC.
I won't be grumpy and dismissed.
And then last one, another 5 from Goatman Tees. Recently learned I'll be a dad. I flew too close to the sun. And yes, it'll have a D initial. That's awesome, man.
Congratulations,
Bang
bro.
Bang Buggy Gang. #Hey Marv. #like the stream.
Hey, congrats,
Congrats,
brother.
Goatman Tees.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah. And then we
Congrats.
did get 50 from
Oh, wow.
Lucky Ankle. So thank you so much, Lucky. It says, I don't know how many people have said it already, but Seb been standing on 10 toes on Davy backfights. This one's for you, big dog. Thanks for holding it up for the believers. #day1. #get up. Thank you, man.
I love how the community just like glazes Seb when he gets 1 W. That's like solid.
I get a lot of
just
W's,
one.
man. Trust.
And it was just the Davy backfight
It's not,
part.
man.
It wasn't anything else.
Listen, bro. The difference is, what y'all understand, is y'all come with such vitriol for me and my take
No,
sometimes.
there's no vitriol.
Okay.
No, because some of them I came at Sebastian outside the pod for this, but I'm gonna say it pretty much on the pod too. Because the same one someone said in the super chat about the 1% and 5% theory, right? Remember, Sebastian was on that Rox being a buggy dude,
possible.
1% theory
And I
thing,
said
all right?
10 toes that it was possible.
And that's the thing too. It's like
It was possible.
He caught a dub, right?
It was
But then he
possible.
also caught a huge
No,
at the
no.
same time.
No, go
'Cause
back
he was,
to go
he
back.
was one of those people that said no, Buggy is also Rox is a Buggy
Go
like character.
back and watch any of those pods.
telling you,
I
bro.
said it was possible. I said I don't even subscribe to this theory. I said it's not my
Sebastian.
theory, but it is possible, and I
it's crazy.
saw the
You know what
parallels.
sounds ridiculous? Because how could you be a buggy dude and you supported someone? He beat these great Yonko people
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
being a buggy level. That literally
Yeah,
does not make any sense.
Yeah, I'm not getting it.
No,
Yeah,
I
I
remember,
doesn't.
no, because I remember Sebastian would fight for it too. Because I remember said
Because y'all dismiss it as a complete impossibility.
as we see right
Yeah,
now, it
exactly.
wasn't.
Exactly.
Because the main
Yeah.
thing I put up, it said that he was Roger's greatest rival. If he was a buggy dude, Roger would not pay no attention to Buggy as his rival,
Exactly.
right? It wouldn't. Like you said, like Luffy's not gonna pay attention. He's not thinking about, oh, what's Buggy doing next? He's not gonna go to God Valley if Buggy showed up because, oh, Buggy's that guy. Buggy showed there. I gotta go to God Valley because Buggy's there. Luffy's not doing that. Roger's not doing that. That's why it didn't make any sense. And you say, oh, it could.
Y'all always speak in these definitives. I keep trying to tell y'all stop doing that. Y'all keep not listening to me.
We was right though.
All right, so if Luffy spins the block because Buggy did something, are you then wrong?
No.
But you just said he would do
Sebastian,
it.
but Sebastian,
You get what I mean?
yeah,
This
but
is
you-
what y'all
it's
do.
crazy.
Y'all speaking definitives about stuff that you
Sebastian,
couldn't possibly be
Sebastian,
definitive about.
again, you always talk about speaking with the narrative. Narrative says that Rox was never going to be a buggy dude.
Yeah.
Like, his physics doesn't. Like, how you
Hold on. No.
No,
Narrative says, based off what we see here, there is some potential connection
it
between
doesn't.
two people.
No.
There is some potential connection between these two people.
The connection and being that is completely different things.
Yo!
For instance, Buggy could be Rox's son. I don't even care.
But Lionel,
it doesn't make sense that
Lionel,
he'd
my-
be the weakest
the
D.
point-
Bastion. My point is
don't get
that,
it,
but no, Bastion, you said, because you said, you just had a whole argument with Lane saying that, like, the dynamic of Conquerors and with Rox and them being not submissive, whatever, that's all valid. But it fits the same way with him being a buggy dude.
Bro.
Like, the fact that if they're not going to be submissive to another Conqueror, how are they going to be submissive to someone who doesn't have Conquerors? How are they going to be, follow under and respect somebody who's not a Conqueror? How are they going to be loyal to someone who's not a Conqueror?
All right, so this is the problem.
How is somebody like Buggy
Yo,
ever going to conquer a Conqueror?
Y'all
Those
be-
things
y'all
don't
be
happen.
Not just that.
Period. No.
This is the problem. This is
Don't
the problem.
happen,
This is the
bro.
problem.
How would Buggy
No, this
win
is-
these Davy back fights? To
Yeah,
get them in the
this
middle?
doesn't make sense.
How would he do it?
Doesn't make sense, bro.
This is the problem that y'all have.
Okay.
Like I said, y'all speaking definitives about things that we don't know. When we heard the information about Rox had this crew, we didn't know that he defeated them. We didn't know what the crew dynamic was truly like outside of they had some infighting. We didn't know much of anything. We just knew that these people were on a crew together. So when I pitched the idea and that it was a Davy back fight, I got vitriol back from y'all. It was always possible. The Buggy thing, like I said, we didn't know nothing about the crew for us to have any kind of definitive logic on what they were like, what they were doing, how he got them, how they were running. So it was okay. I see Buggy getting this amalgamation of a crew that clearly is a mismatched, crew. They're not normal. This is abnormal. And I saw it in the same way Parr saw it. Yo, it's possible that this happened. And what's even funnier to me is if y'all go watch the video, even Parr didn't say he believed
No,
it.
he didn't.
That's
I
what I'm
know.
trying to say.
I know. But
Yeah,
Bastion-
we both said it was possible. Y'all said it's absolutely impossible.
Bastion, why?
Y'all were right that
Bastion.
we were wrong, but y'all can't say
Bastion.
that the impossibility.
No. Why? Well, you know why? Because one involves actual engaging in combat and challenges, but one is simply a discussion.
Lionel, but hold
business
on.
move.
Lionel.
Those could be different things. What you put
But
up,
Lionel.
as soon as you, for instance, all right, okay, let's do this. Buggy doing a Davy back fight against Mihawk and Crocodile. What's going to happen?
What's
Buggy's
the Davy
going
back
to
fight?
lose.
What's the Davy back fight?
No, Buggy's going to lose.
What's the Davy back fight?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
It does matter. This again, y'all do this, bro. If it's a drinking contest, if it's who throws the best party, are they gonna beat Buggy in that competition? You don't know that. But y'all speak in these definitives. Y'all don't know. Rocks could have been doing that. And I said it before. If it was a drinking competition, freaking arm wrestling, literally anything, darts. It could be anything. That's a Davy back. We saw rollerblades, bro.
But that's filler.
Lionel, my point is, we don't know.
Sebastian.
So y'all can't speak in definitives
Sebastian.
about stuff we do not know about. And y'all keep doing it.
Even with all that, Buggy still would have won.
He said challenge and merciless. What sounds rollerblading sounds any merciless in Pirate World?
No, it's not even that. Buggy
It doesn't, bro.
Buggy is gullible and an idiot, right?
Y'all
Like
do this.
and
Y'all do
you
this
could
to trigger me so much.
the reason why he's a gag character too is like one, if you really think Buggy could hold his liquor, you haven't been paying attention to his character. Like that's one at all. And also too, if you, those situations, you'll think they're not going to add hockey into what they're doing in any of those situations, which Buggy has none at all. No matter what the situation is, their skill, their smartness, they can outthink Buggy or do whatever. They will be able to beat Buggy out in any category.
Who
anything.
would outdrink who, Nami or Sanji?
It's Nami.
Probably
but-
not.
Okay, who has stronger hockey? So it doesn't matter if you're incorporating hockey into your drinking. If I'm a better drinker than you, if I can handle my liquor better than you, it doesn't matter if you're a better hockey user
Let me
than
ask
I
a
am.
question. Do you think with Sanji's modifications, can he even get drunk?
We've
Smoking?
seen Sanji drunk before.
Have we?
That's you going before. This is after now.
Yeah. Can he even get drunk?
I think the point is, it's just like it's the Davy back fight itself. Is there's gonna be cheating in the games that they play anyway, and it's been proven that they do cheat. But the other point is that it's what happens after they're acquired. Like, no matter what you say, how they were acquired, and the Davy back fights are a good way to acquire them. At the end of the day, like, they still gotta follow him after that.
And that's cool.
You know what I'm saying?
That's cool. But don't be in here lying like I fully supported the theory. I said it's possible. Just like I said, everybody's theories are possible. This is One Piece. Oda made Luffy's Devil Fruit a Toon Force character. Anything is possible in One Piece. So when y'all be out here acting like stuff ain't possible, y'all need to check yourselves.
No, they're up. What's the 1% with Loki beating Blackbeard when Loki's a freaking baby? Is that 1%?
Sure. I don't agree. But it's sure.
Sebastian, where it's going is if it doesn't add up, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly.
Like, you want to say like 1%.
Lawrence, you said it didn't add up that they was doing Davy back fights, bro.
I didn't say
Where the
that.
math?
No.
What, Lawrence? Where the math?
Sebastian.
Where's the math?
No. What? I never said it didn't add up. I said I didn't see it because of where I was going. To me, but Rocks being a boogie did not add up. I've never used those phrases.
and I said
The
that's
day
fine.
back it didn't add up. So don't put words in my mouth.
Listen,
all right?
that's fine.
Look.
That's fine. I'm saying y'all putting words in my mouth. Go back to any one of those chapters, any one of those reviews. I said the theory's possible. I said I would rather Rocks be strong. I would always rather that. You go to any one of those
That's
videos.
fine, but
that's
you
what I
also
said.
fought
but
for it
here
and
today,
supported it.
because y'all dismissed things so
Because we
aggressively.
were right. And that's what we saw. Regardless of how you put it, Sebastian, we saw how this wasn't going to be factual at all. Right? And proof is in the pudding because damn sure we were right. The same way we saw, like, it hands out it wasn't the case. That's what we saw. Maybe you saw that 1% with us. We didn't see it, so we fought for that, and we were right.
And y'all get that. And I
Okay,
gave
then.
y'all that.
Okay then.
You know what it is? Sebastian doesn't know how to be right about something and be
No.
respectful about it.
Me!
Like,
Me!
He be a
Yo.
jerk. That's what it is.
Yo, bro.
Like, he really be a jerk.
Yo, y'all
Like,
are the gaslighting this motherfuckers of all time, bro.
You know what it is?
Look
Like,
at me today. Look at me literally today.
Yeah.
I could have went off on Larry. I could have been like, yo, you a dumbass. So all of it, I didn't do none of that.
See?
I didn't do none of that. I didn't.
Sebastian gets emotional and doesn't know how to
No,
control his
because
behavior.
y'all are gaslighting me right now.
So-
in live action.
So, do we call you a dumbass for thinking that he was
no.
a buggy-like character?
No, but what I'm saying
But you
is,
see where the conversation starts getting
no,
crazy? Because
oh my
we
God.
didn't come out and be like, yo, Sebastian, guess what, bro? Let me make a whole thesis to why you're wrong. We were just like, yo,
I
this
needed
is
to
what's
make
right.
I
Like,
needed
we
to
didn't say anything about it. We just let it rock.
I needed to make a thesis for why you were wrong because you made a thesis as to what you believe Conqueror's Hockey's people are and how they
Right.
interact. So
Right.
I needed to counter that. I still didn't even attack you heavy in the thesis.
But Bastion, the only thing I'm not.
This dude said, this is why Larry's wrong.
You but
Like 4 times. 4 times.
That's only because we argue about it so aggressively.
But you know what, Sebastian? You're wrong. Shiki ain't on Elbaf, bro.
Shiki's been Elbaf.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we could keep going. We could keep going.
He's been Elbaf.
He's been to Elbaf.
He's been Elbaf.
But he ain't on Elbaf. He ain't creating scientific animals.
The
way it was said in the underworld.
This is the problem.
But this is the problem.
Y'all don't listen to me. What did I say at the end of that theory? It doesn't need to be Shiki that the dude that's Gaban now. It didn't need to be. I said Shiki could have had a relationship with Elbaf, and that he could have fought Shanks at 6 years ago, whatever, to become Yako. That could still be wrong. That could still be right. I said in the theory that I didn't need him to be the silhouetted figure.
Yeah.
Y'all half listen to me, and then y'all act as though I'm wrong when things happen.
It's just that you be mad emotional and you attack people.
The only reason I come at you with certain things because some things are right and some things are wrong. But when you support certain things that completely contradict the show itself, and you believe something else that's also contradicting, the fact that Rox did a Davy fight and he's also a Buggy dude, those two contradict each other. It really doesn't make sense. That's what I'm like. If you support one, fine. If you support the other, fine. But you're doing both. It's just like, all right, bro. Like, because you said and you cover over yourself. Or give you leadership. Because I said 1%. You still somewhat support it. Yeah. You still kind of that 1%. You kind of want it to happen, low key. And then if you were right about that, you be back the same way. So I'm just like, how when Lord said, all right, Rox is this, whatever. He's Roger's rival, Whitebeard's, whatever. There's no way. The fact that he's a captain of these conquerors, there's no way in our mind. It's literally 0 point negative whatever that he's ever a Buggy dude. It literally doesn't make any sense. Yeah. Like, it doesn't. Like, it just not, like, that's what I'm saying. It's contradicting what Oda was showing. Like, Oda would never put that in his show. He wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. The narrative-wise, it was never that. That's what that 1% is just like, no, it wasn't a 1%. It can't be. It's really impossible. Yeah. And that's the point we're making.
Okay.
All right. We got to get to the chapter, and then we'll read the rest of the super chats. All right, guys?
Yeah, I'm not going to have time for my theory, man. We slipping.
Just say it next week.
Need that out now, bro.
And get a massage before the pod, so you can
I
relax.
need that.
How much time do you need?
Probably like 5 minutes.
Because I could cut my thing short.
I don't think we'll see. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for chilling with us. If you haven't liked the stream yet, please like the stream. And then, my bad, Marv. And if y'all love Seb, put hearts in the chat for Seb because you agree with him. Let's show Seb some love.
Don't put that
This
in
is
the
not
chat,
me
bro.
being like, conniving or anything. I really want you to feel love because you don't feel loved apparently on this pod. Because apparently I'm the worst out of me and Lawrence and Lionel, even though I talked the least. That just happened.
Don't
Lawrence
put
and
that
Lionel
in
and
the
me
chat,
gang up on you. So please, everybody in the chat, spam hearts for our loving brother, Sebastian Kuhn.
Yo,
okay?
get to the chapter, bro. I'm trying to get to my theory, man.
All right.
You're getting a lot of hearts, man.
Yeah, get some love, man.
I appreciate it, y'all.
For the final part of the chapter, we arrive at the Oris Castle in Elbaf. Harald tells Loki that he hurried back as soon as he could, and he's relieved to see that Loki is already healed. He reminds his son that while he's strong, he should still stay away from the underworld. He's lucky to have only fallen off the cliff once. There's too much danger down there. Loki stays silent and rolls over to his side, thinking to himself that he can't believe his father actually came back. It must be a coincidence. There's no way he just returned just for him. Meanwhile, Rox is present with his crew. Harald welcomes him and says he's heard all about Rox's exploits. Rox loudly declares he's been dying to see Harald, and he cuts right to the point. He wants Harald to join his crew. He tells him the world government isn't going to hear him out anyway, so why keep trying? When will Harald finally learn his lesson? Harald fires back, saying that's nonsense. If he were to team up with Rox, everyone would lose faith in Elbaf. Rox scoffs, asking if Harald would rather live under the world government's heel. Harald shuts that he's trying to avoid that fate. He wants equality for Elbaf and for everyone else. Rox laughs and says that's the right way to look at it. Elbaf is filled with mighty warriors. Anything they don't like, they should just smash to bits. Rox's crew stands behind him, and we see some new faces among them. Whitebeard, who looks stunned by Harald's sheer presence. Stussy comments on how enormous Harald is. Harald and Rox continue to clash verbally. Harald tells him that his way of thinking is ancient history. Elbaf is changing. Rox fires back that people's nature never changes. I know the blood in your veins is bubbling over, he says. Harald then turns to Shiki and warns him, if you follow rocks, only disaster awaits you. Shiki laughs loudly and responds, we're all individuals. If rocks passes away, it won't affect us at all. Stussy chimes in agreeing, but says his plan is too appealing, and they're making a killing. We're then introduced to Don Marlin, a gangster from the West Blue who brings up Fulalet, also known as Pirate Island. It's where countries dump their worst criminals when their own prisons can't handle them. Whitebeard adds that the island was supposed to be deserted, a place where the damned go to pass away. Then we get a face reveal of Wang Shi, who says that in recent years, they've survived and built a settlement there. We meet Ganzui. Ganzui? I think that's how you say his name. A pirate smuggler who reveals there's a gold lode beneath the island. Once the criminal underworld found out, they rushed in to help mine it. The prisoners struck it rich, and now the world government is furious. Rox explains to Harald that the island is crawling with brigands. If you go near it, they'll rob you blind. So he made the government an offer. If we take back the island, how much will you pay us? If the price is right, they'll wipe out the pirates and split the treasure amongst themselves, but they're not giving the island back to the world government. Rox plans to rule Fulalet and turn it into a pirate's paradise, built by the very criminals who lived there. Imagine a look on the Navy's and world government's faces, Rox says, with a grin. This is the prologue to my life. That island will be my base. I'll crush the Navy, bring the Holy Land to its knees, and become king of the world. Harald stares at him in disgust. To make yourself the enemy of the entire world, it's too much. Rox welcomes the doubt. Someone will do it eventually. No authority lasts forever. He asks Harald one more time to join him. Harald declines. I'm king. Loki, eavesdropping on the conversation, begins to cry. He had looked at Rox with admiration, seeing in him a figure full of hope and ambition. But Rox didn't care about being king. He only wanted domination. 4 years later, after Harald ignored every one of Rox's invitations, Rox finally carried out his plan. He built up a formidable crew. This crew would go on to be known as the Rox Pirates, and they would shake the world to its core. So, Law, what did you think about the final part of this chapter? No, I'll start with Lionel since the camera is still here. Lionel.
Okay. This is, again, I was saying a little bit with Blackbeard and Teach. So, Rox and Teach. Them, like, doing a bargain with the world government, either some way, like, and I know Blackbeard had different agendas, him, you know, taking the Shichibukai and getting a bargain with him becoming a warlord, then pretty much then sneaking on Emperor down, then eventually trying to bargain with Bonnie to get a pirate ship. To get a battleship, and now he's also has hostages with Garp and trying to become a war noble. Like you see, like again, so much similarities with Rox and Teach. It's like it's crazy. Like almost like they're almost the same person, but different how they move and scheme and like plan things or whatever. And it seems like so far, and it's nearly like how things kind of go a little wrong in Blackbeard. He tries to capitalize on the opportunity, but things go right. Seems like everything's just going right with Rox. The only thing that didn't go right there on just him having Harald on his crew. So just like that's the only one that he didn't get that went right. And if he did, it would have been
crazy.
Yeah, that's like because I know he's at Yonko level, but he doesn't have a Yonko crew until he's building it up. Like, and then he gets Pirate Island. He's like a warlord because Yonkos have more than one island under their control. Warlords have one, but if he had Elbaf, good. I don't know if he had it under control like that, but had it on his like under control or like partners, I guess. And Pirate Island, that would have been like pretty much the Yonko like empire, honestly, like with the amount of people that. But just again, Rox is upscaling more and more. It's really dope to see him like. Again, I guess we see more, like especially with the whole 4-year time skip we just got, like the rest of the crews. Because I was also surprised, like they weren't here in the beginning when they met Loki. Now they're here, so they're here the whole time. The rest of the Rox pirates. We get to see what's his name, Wang Ji, the previous
Wang Shi,
yeah, the new commander of the
Pirate
Island, and it's like all of them. It's like all of them became like Yonko warlords type S on their crew. The only one I don't know is the other ones they don't name, like Don Mon, which, and it's funny, interesting. Why did he agree to a pirate battle? Because he's not a pirate, he's a mobster.
Shiki a mobster.
I assume that because later he becomes a pirate. I don't know about this guy. So I just assumed that Shinky was a pirate. Then I saw this. I'm like, oh, he wasn't a pirate in the beginning. He was a monster. So I found like pirates. I understand you're in that power world. It's your code, honor, whatever. Why are you mobsters giving into Davy Bat fights and agreeing with it? That's what threw me off completely. Because like you don't fit to that code. You don't have to. You're not in that world. Your mobsters are completely separate. That's like Rock's getting abandoned. You're not in the power world. You don't follow the code. So why? I don't know.
Unless Rox just asked him to join the crew,
which is very possible.
I mean, the money involved is probably why. I would say, but
yeah. And I don't know about any pirate smuggler. I don't know what that is. I have no idea. And apparently,
smuggles pirate, or he's just smuggles.
I was just like I don't know, like. What do you mean by pirate? Like, is he smuggling people
Children.
Was he like another
sex trafficking?
Okay, I was thinking
like there's things going on. And he's smuggling, bro.
I hope Oda never got that far.
He's gotten
farther than that.
Yeah,
but
I don't know, bro. I mean, I didn't think I don't watch him.
Was under his dead classmates.
Oh my god,
hiding.
Bro.
Like,
yo,
come on.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that's the guy. You remember you guys brought up Thriller Bark?
I mean, you want to bring it up? Bring it up.
I think that I don't know that in Thriller Bark, Gekamura had a zombie that fit his description with a blade and shield.
Yeah,
and honestly, a lot of times we got confused with certain people.
We thought it was Silver Axe.
Yeah, so it's just like there's Silver Axe and what's the other one's guy's name that I think I'm missing?
I mean,
I think I have it. No, I don't have it. I had it here before, but there's other members that. For the Rocks Pirates that we thought were this people, but they're not. They're adding more people to the Rocks Pirates. Like, how big was actually this crew? Because now the face is not fully matching up. Like, Silver Axe and not this other guy. I don't know his name. Because we even thought Gil Blaster was a wanted per character that added to the One Piece thing. But so yeah, it's just interesting. Like, who else are the Rock Pirates? Because that big fishman guy with the lips, we don't have his name. We don't know if he could be Silver Axe. We don't know, but the fact that we're getting more and more faces now to people we thought were part of it and people are not, like how big, like then you see why the Rocks are so terrifying, because this organization, Defense is an organization, expands to obviously not world government level, but like you could think of two organizations. It's a mini or a bigger revolutionary matching up, getting power and prestige close to the world government. And that's why they fought them so threatening, especially the powerhouses, because the revolutions are strong, but they don't have the powerhouses the Rocks had. Like, so that's a real, like, if Dragon had this army, that's a different story.
Yeah.
So, like, and they're more of a structured, people will listen, to my knowledge. Wow, this is more infighting, and you don't know how long they're even going to last. They even last for a long time, but I don't know how much I want Sebastian to get to his theory, but that's about it.
All right, Seb?
All right, so go to Lawrence.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Law?
Okay. So, I thought it was very interesting, right? We see the dynamic of the crew. Obviously, not all of them like what Shinky says, right? But I will say this, comparing to what Stussy said, is that, they may have viewed, like, Rocks this way, like, his death would have no bearing on us. We're all individuals, whatever, right? But what's true, but his plan is very appealing to me. We're set to make a killing, right? But it's obviously a killing, but also there have to be an agreement to overthrowing the world government, right? So that tells me that Whitebeard was kind of down to overthrow the world government, right? And it could be because of his upbringing and how he views the world government. Because most people, we all know, when you become a pirate, you're kind of trying to break away from the world government. So obviously, that is your enemy. You're one of your number one enemies. Besides other pirates, it's the world government. But Whitebeard's trying to, join that one. So he was down to overthrow it, right? To me, that's a later on statement. I have more to that, but that's for another time, right? But also, I want to comment on a mini theory is actually about Stussy. What we're seeing, the old lady Stussy with Weevil, right? To me, there's a big contrast between what the Stussy we're seeing now and even the clone one we've seen that is that Vagabond created to the old lady we're seeing there. I don't believe that's the real Stussy, right? I believe that's someone posing as Stussy. And
this one right here?
No, not this. This is the real one. The older one that's claiming to have Whitebeard's son. I believe she's not even the real Stussy. I think she's claiming to be Stussy and trying to work whatever and using someone to also play as either I don't know if it's Whitebeard's real son or Whitebeard's clone or whatever you want to put it.
Maybe.
But I don't think that's true because like personality wise and everything.
No, she has a little personality trait because when she's older, she talks about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's talking about money right now.
I know that's fine. But
Yeah.
what I've seen with young boys is like, for example, and I know like Oda plays in that role where when things go bad, you look you're worst. You look crazy. You're shorter and all that stuff like that, right? And maybe things did go bad for her, but to me, it's like the personality. She has this more of like this charm about her. This kind of like sweetness or whatever. Because even like back when like you see, I guess we see more from the clone. Right, back on Whole Cake Island, how she deals with other people, even Rob Lucci and Kako, how she's dealing with them. To me, and how we see her with Weevil and this old lady, it's like a completely different person. To me.
Are you saying there's 2 Stussy clones then? You're saying there's one on Egghead, and then there's also the older one.
Yeah. He's saying the old one is an imposter.
Yeah.
The clone exists. That's a more accurate telling of what Stussy was like.
Yeah.
That clone. But the person we see as Bakken, that's with Weevil, is an imposter pretending to be Stussy.
Just
trying
like
to get Whitebeard's treasure.
Yeah, just like how
baby.
Just like how we saw when the club one impersonating the Straw Hats.
I didn't understand before.
Impersonating the Straw Hats, like what their name. I think that person's doing the same thing, trying to get Whitebeard's treasure.
All right.
So I believe that
1%, yo.
You see, I'm with it.
Right. So I believe that, and also, Rox is looking a combination of Roger and Blackbeard to me, and something else, obviously his own character, whatever. Because even the statements he brought out, how about King of the World, you're gonna envy the world. Harald says, he goes like, "You doubt me, yeah, but sooner or later someone will do it," right? Similar words to what Roger said about becoming the Pirate King, or even obviously he became the Pirate King, Roger, but he didn't fulfill what Laugh-Tale or the Ancient Kingdom, or whatever, that whole aspect, that promise, right? But he said someone else will do it, and obviously he said his son, right? And it's funny how he said someone will do it later, and you have Rox's son trying to do something similar from we could tell what Rox was trying to do, take over the world from the world government in a similar way that Rox was trying to do it. So that statement here, that someone else would do it, I saw Rox and also Roger, but also too foreshadowing that, right? And I have 2 more things before I can let Sebastian go. One, Rox messed up by not taking Loki. Because what I say is now, the reason why I say that now is because it's funny, because
he's still a child.
I know.
Even by then.
I know.
Because Harald is cool with that.
No. The reason why I say it. No,
he didn't want them in the underwear.
Hear me out.
It's like, go with this dude who's gonna.
No, but hear me out, right?
Hell for the world.
Hear me out. We all know that the ancient giant blood is different, right? What makes you laugh though, because we all expect that Kaido is Harald's son, right? You expect that. We don't know factual, but we kind of believe it heavily, right? Hope it's true. We'll see, right? But we see him trying to recruit Harald.
2%.
Right? 2%. One more, right? We see him trying to recruit Harald, right? But Harold's like, no, I'm a king. I can't do this. You're really whatever, right? But we see, in a way, if it is true, Loki's younger brother is there, right? At the age of 21.
Haruden?
Kaido.
No. Sorry. Yeah, I was bugging out.
Yeah, Kaido. But if you do the math, the age Loki would be at God Valley, if they met him there, would be 25. Right? And the reason I say that is because, we know Kaido's 21 at that age, and he's on the Rocks Pirates. Loki will be 25. But look at Harald when he's 15. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
he's not going to look the same as the kids would look.
You're talking about an 8-year-old, though.
Huh?
He'd be 8 in...
He'd be 8 in giant years.
Like 8.9.
No.
Right?
So he'll be 25 in giant years.
Yeah.
But he'd be 8, and he would he'd be seen like an 8-year-old.
No.
Colin.
No, he wouldn't be the size of Harold.
No, yes, he would.
No, he wouldn't.
Look. What I'm trying to say is,
how old do you think Colin was when we first saw him?
Well, he was bigger than Colin.
No, what I'm trying to say is, right?
Because of who he is.
No, I'm not going by the human years, because Harold was, he said 45, but 15 in human years.
Yeah.
Right? So if you do the math on that, right?
He would have been still a kid, Lawrence. He would have been like 10 in human years.
But if you compare that to, for example, Kaido, the reason I'm doing that is because Kaido's 21.
No, he was 15 when he joined the Rocks.
Yeah.
I'm talking about at God Valley.
At God Valley,
yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah. At God Valley. That's the main point I'm talking about. Yeah. At God Valley. You have Kaido there, right? And like Lionel said, 15 when he joined the Rocks.
Yeah, but he ages faster than...
Yeah. But I'm just saying, you would have seen a Loki at 25.
You know
Right.
what? I'm not gonna get on you.
I'm just saying.
Cause later on,
All right.
you might catch this dog.
No, okay. So anyway, and the last thing I'm gonna bring out, right, is going back to like the Stussy thing where I was talking about like the personality thing. But so I saw this thing. I want to bring out. It was very interesting. It had to go with like because Lionel brought out the darkness fruit and Davy Jones, right? So it made me think of how we didn't see it before, right? As in not the Davy Jones things, but I'll bring up because Lionel brought up the darkness fruit and why Blackbeard looked at Law's blood a certain way, right? It just hit me. How do fruits? Where is the fruit inside the person? Right. We heard it from literally Vegapunk that it's in the bloodline elements. Right.
Yeah.
So what if Blackbeard, with that little blood could do there, could extract the fruit, a sample of the fruit from Law's blood, and obtain it? The same way, like, obviously, we see him doing with whole bodies, or whatever. Mm-hmm. But what if he just needs a little bit of blood? Right. So it is even there, like Vegapunk said, it's all in the bloodline elements for the fruit, right? We see him taking Kaido's and all the people's abilities with the blood. Blackbeard's smiling at it, but what he was doing with the Whitebeard is that he was extracting the fruit from the blood. Mm-hmm. From that, so he had the body. So when he sees the blood on the floor, what if he was able to take a sample of Law's fruit and have it? So Law would still have it, because usually he's killing them when he does it, like Blackbeard. But if he just has the blood, what if he could still suck out through his darkness, take out the fruit?
I don't think I would like it. Because then it's like, you give him something that how does he have knowledge of that? You know what I'm saying? And then bloodline elements wasn't discovered until Vegapunk discovered it. So that means that if Rocks left a journal of all the things that he knew, and somehow Blackbeard had it and read it, and then all of a sudden now he knows what bloodline limits is. It's just I want Blackbeard to earn something, right? like we look at Rocks and I'm super happy that he's earning things, but I just don't want Blackbeard to just skate free like that with so much.
So me personally, I never got the impression that Blackbeard was looking at Law's blood. I thought he was looking at his hat. I thought the hat being left behind was the bigger focal point, because I believe that he put the road poneglyph rubbings in his hat, and that's why Blackbeard was able to he sees that and it's like, oh, okay. I'm gaining something from the situation. Law got defeated. Now I have the road poneglyphs because Oda wants the pirates all to be elevating and getting closer to the One Piece. If this is going to be the end game goal for the pirates and everybody seemingly, Blackbeard should also be getting poneglyph rubbings the same way Shanks got 2. Blackbeard seemingly would have the 2 that Law had now. Luffy has the 3, and people assume the world government has that last one. But that's what I always thought. I never thought the blood thing at all. But it's I know me. I'm the 1%, man. So
maybe. I was thinking, why wouldn't you leave it on your submarine? I think that would be the safer spot because it's in the water. All the Blackbeard pirates have abilities. It would be harder to get to.
We got 28 minutes, guys.
Okay. But I'm done.
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
I'm actually not going to speak too much on what happened here in the chapter. I want to get to my theory. I'll let you speak to it, Larry.
Yeah.
But all right, I want to get this one out. But essentially, I believe Rocks defeated Gold Roger in a Davy back fight at Pirate Island 1 year before the Battle of God Valley.
Yeah.
And the ripple effects that fight had have shaken the world to its very core. What is a Davy back fight? The Davy back fight is a traditional pirate game held in homage to Davy Jones, meant to challenge and conscript members of rival crews. The winner doesn't just claim victory, they claim people, pride, and sometimes purpose. As Robin explained in Chapter 306, the game originated on Pirate Island, Hachinosu, once ruled by the Rocks Pirates. Foxy's shock at the Straw Hats not knowing the game shows how widespread and respected these contests used to be. In the old era, nearly every great pirate likely went through a Davy back fight. Roger, Rocks, Whitebeard, Shiki, Garp's Generation, all of them. In Chapter 1155, it outright confirms that Rocks built his crew through a string of Davy back fights, challenging rival pirates and conscripting losers, eventually turning Pirate Island into the ultimate recruitment ground. In the God Valley flashback, a young Gold Roger screams, "A whole year. Do you have any idea how I felt all this time?" Something happened between these two pirate captains, something that devastated Roger and kept him fixated on Rocks. But he didn't do anything about it for an entire year. Why would that be? All signs point to one thing: a Davy back fight between Roger and Rocks, waged over a treasure that shook the world 1 year before God Valley. Rock's already a master of the Davy back tradition, assembled the legendary crew, Whitebeard, Kaido, Big Mom, Shiki, by challenging other pirate crews and winning their best men. If Rocks was considered the king of the Davy back fights, then it fits perfectly with Roger's personality to challenge him on that very battlefield. Roger has always pursued greatness. He didn't just want to be the king of the pirates through strength alone, but by defeating those considered legends in their respective fields. Whether it was Whitebeard and might, Odin's will, Shiki's numbers, Roger respected strong men and sought to surpass them. So, if Rocks was the greatest Davy back competitor in history, Roger would have seen it as a title worthy to claim. Not for vanity, but to prove he was the most complete pirate in the world. Challenging Rocks in a Davy back fight and losing would mark one of the only known blemishes on Roger's record. His outburst 1 year later during God Valley flashback supports this. The sting of that loss likely remained with him until the moment he had a chance to correct it. Rogers never wanted to back down, and he stepped into this arena willingly. But it wasn't just to protect himself or his treasure. Roger, being the insane man that he is, may have entered his own Davy back fight with Rocks to win Whitebeard's freedom and to recruit the man who would go down as his biggest rival in the future. This frames their bond later in a powerful new light. Not just rivalry, but mutual understanding built on a shared past. And years later, Whitebeard taking in Ace, Roger's son, could be his very way of trying to repay the debt that Roger tried to take on his behalf. Here's where the generational poetry kicks in. Roger, after failing to bring Whitebeard into his crew, later raises Shanks, who becomes a Yonko himself. And what does Shanks do? He tries to recruit Whitebeard's symbolic son, Marco, not once, but twice. In chapter 434, Shanks makes his pitch to Marco after overwhelming the Whitebeard's crew with an intense burst of Conqueror's Haki, causing damage to the Moby Dick itself. Then again after Wano, Shanks meets Marco again in the sea surrounding the island, offering him a ride to Sphinx Island. Shanks once more attempts to recruit him to the Red Hair Pirates. Just like his captain, Shanks wanted a Whitebeard on his ship. And just like his father, he was refused. It's a perfect subtle echo. Roger wanted Whitebeard, Shanks wanted Marco. Both were denied, but never without respect. I've joked before that Shanks is a Luffy that failed to recruit his era's biggest rival in Mihawk and his best friend in Buggy. More on that in another breakdown. Luffy was able to do this with his greatest era's rival in Zoro and his best friend in Usopp. Adding Marco to the list of failed recruits is funny, but actually very fitting for a man so great, yet not quite the pirate kings that Roger and Luffy undoubtedly will be. I have more to say on this, like I said, later, but now back to Roger and Rocks. The stakes for the Davy back fight were immense. For Rocks, it was Whitebeard, the man who would one day be considered the strongest man alive. For Roger, it could have been a few things. One, that giant egg that we see on Roger's ship, theorized by many to hold a mythical creature, Zoan fruit, or an ancient weapon, possibly. Who knows? Two, a road pony glyph rubbing, a vital map piece to Laugh-Tell itself, and a direct threat to the world government. Maybe, maybe not. Three, something else entirely. Who knows, Rocks was a man after all the world's taboos. Or four, an actual crewmate of Roger's. Captain John, perhaps, who knows. For the purposes of this theory, I'll go with one of the first three options. Regardless of what he wagered, Rocks won, Roger lost, and the scar left behind festered for a year. 1 year later, on the shores of God Valley, Roger bemoans about the passing of time. 1 year since his defeat at the hands of Rocks. 1 year since he was handed his first loss. This isn't just about justice or duty, it's about regret, it's about vengeance, it's about the moment the Pirate King lost something he could never replace. The Celestial Dragons, in their divine delusion, organized a hunting competition on God Valley, enslaving locals and believing no pirate would dare to retaliate. But they made one fatal mistake. They stole something from Pirate Island, perhaps the same treasure that passed between Rocks and Roger in their Davy back fight. Their arrogance would set the world on fire. God Valley wasn't a two-sided conflict. It was a three-way collision. Rocks arriving to reclaim what was stolen and obliterate the Celestial Dragons. The Celestial Dragons, unaware of the hornet's nest they kicked. Roger finally confronting his greatest defeat, seeking redemption, revenge, and maybe even a rescue. And Garp, sent to arrest Roger, stood beside him only because the threat the Rocks pirates demanded it. The world government wanted to erase what happened. Roger and Rocks wanted to settle the score, and the world would never be the same. With the reveal of chapter 1154 that Marshall D. Teach is Rocks' biological son, the generational nature of this rivalry is undeniable. Roger's son, Ace, would go on to challenge Teach, unknowing unknowingly reigniting their father's feud. Their clash would trigger Marineford War, the passing of Whitebeard, and the fall of the Old Era. The bloodlines were always destined to collide, and the scars from that long-forgotten Davy-back fight still rippled throughout history. The Davy-back fight wasn't just child's play, it was law. It could build a legacy or destroy a king. Roger fought to protect his men, possibly free Whitebeard, and prove himself. He lost. Rox took the prize, the Celestial Dragon stole it back, and the world paid the price. A year later, Roger came to God Valley not as a savior, but as a man with unfinished business. Now through Ace and Teach, through Luffy and Shanks perhaps, through will, legacy, and blood, the fight is still being waged. And it all began with a game. All right. How do you get that out? Because who knows what next chapter will reveal. So.
Yeah, I can see it.
Cool. I like it.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, bet. My bad. I won't speak on the chapter itself. I'll let you rock, Larry.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. We don't have that much time.
My bad.
Where do I start? All right. I'll just start here. I know Rox used Davy-back fights to recruit crew members, but I wonder how long did he rely on that method? Mm-hmm. Because clearly, he didn't always use Davy-back fights to build his crew. At some point, he started inviting people to join him directly. That makes me think, since Big Mom and Kaido aren't shown alongside everyone else right now, is it possible he recruited them without a Davy-back fight? Lionel, breathe through your mouth. If that's the case, it speaks volumes. Yes, Whitebeard is the only known Conqueror confirmed to have been recruited through a Davy-back fight, but once 2 more Conquerors joined the crew, it suggested that Rox either convinced them outright or they chose to follow him willingly. Either way, it shows his influence ran deep, whether through strength, vision, or both. This is still very early in Rox's pirating career, and he's clearly missing some key figures. Lionel brought it up, right? Big Mom, Kaido, Captain John, Gil, Bastar, Gloriosa, Shaki, Silver Axe, Streusen, and the unnamed fishermen, who were all notably absent. What's interesting is that I don't think many of them, especially someone like Gloriosa, would have joined through a Davy-back fight. She was the queen of Amazon Lily, if I'm not mistaken. Why would she willingly gamble herself in a pirate game? It makes me wonder, what if Rox had a deeper connection to Amazon Lily? What if he, because he had 2 members from there, they were both queens, what if he was once a resident there? That would strengthen the narrative between him and Roger, who also had ties to the island. It seems like everything Rox does is intentional. Could it be that he just didn't want their strength, but genuinely needed their help for a larger purpose? Wang Shi honestly doesn't look impressive at all, bro. Yeah. I'm a bit disappointed in his design. I usually try to give Blackbeard as much hype as possible for his accomplishments, but this one's tough, yo. I get that appearance doesn't always equal strength, but come on. The guy looks completely out of shape with multiple chins and a sloppy presence. Blackbeard supposedly defeated him with help from Kobe and Law to become a Yonko and to take over his late father's pirate island. And this is the guy he had to beat. I don't know.
It's not a good look.
I don't know. It just doesn't look like the kind of fight Blackbeard would need serious backup for. On another note, there's a strong chance that Wang Shi is actually the father of Caribou and Korobu, and that Don Marlon happens to be the gangster from West Blue, is Beige Capone's father. Beige is also from the West Blue, and both share that mafia-style persona. One Piece is definitely leaning into the Nepo baby energy right now. But honestly, I'm not mad at it. But, yeah, man. That's really all I had to say for the ending. But it's a strong possibility that Rox meets Big Mom and Kaido on
the next chapter.
On Pirate Island.
Because I believe that's the year that they recruit Kaido.
Yeah.
So Big Mom's probably already in the top. Like, she's probably already involved. Yeah. Honestly. So.
And that's when they link up and they get recruited. So I wonder what's gonna happen there.
Mm-hmm. It's been 4 years, so yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Hopefully Loki stowed away so we can see everything.
Nah, it's not.
You know what I'm saying?
He's cooked. He trying to recover. He got stabbed in the abdomen.
I'm trying to see what happens, man.
All right, we have the rest of the super chats.
Yeah.
Let's get through those, and then yeah.
All right, guys, we got roughly 15 minutes, so I'm trying to make this quick. So sorry if I...
Guys, if you haven't liked the video yet either, please like the video.
Yeah. We got 32 months from Mr. Prince. It says, crazy chap. Rox really was that guy. He really was.
Yeah.
He really was. Another 5 from SCDD DB615. I'm starting the agenda. Whitebeard is greater than Rocks. He just lost the Davy back fight. Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag Copium. Even if I think Whitebeard eventually gets stronger than Rocks, I don't think he was stronger than Rocks during this time period. So, I don't know. Yeah. Another 2 from Alex Perez. It says, pay the Larry Tax or get the Larry Axe. I like that.
God.
I like that. Another 5 Canadian from Agent Q. First time catching a live, and all 5 of the boys are here. Fritta cookout. What a chapter. What a time to be alive. Love you, boys. Long time listener. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Another 3 months at Knock'em Status from Luis Lopez. 3 months with BBC. Another 5 from Grizzled One. It says, what would your ideal One Piece game? CD Larry, hashtag Ghostman Lionel, hashtag One Punch Law, hashtag Sebi Webby, hashtag Marvelous. I've said it before. I just want One Piece Pirate Warriors, but I want it Empire's version where you could create your own crew and take people. You could even do Davy back fights if you want. All types of stuff, but kind of open world, but kind of more hack and slash as One Piece. Sucks Lano's not here. He would have an answer for that. Another 2 from Speedy Productions, 54. Seb the Goat, hashtag MarvTax, hashtag Larry Tax. Thank you. Another 5 from Red Hair Shankdom. Petition to make Larry guess which Davy back game each Rocks pirate lost. That's funny. You can give one guess, I guess, if you want.
I have no idea.
I don't know if you said this one earlier or not, but we got another 10 gifted memberships from Roy Stokes, so thank you. He's so consistent with those. Another 2 from Wade the Asian. It says, can we take a moment to recognize Oda's greatness? Seriously, he's been cooking the last couple chapters.
Bro.
It's been
These last 3 chapters have been crazy.
Another 3 from Jalen. Larry stroking it to this chap. I just know it. Hashtag top.
Be appropriate.
Yeah, bro.
Come on, bro.
Come on, son. Another 5 from Hans D. Zoro. What up, Top Fam? It's Monday. Time for them goated theories. Today is a special day. My mom is in town visiting from Oklahoma. Shout her out, Mama Donovan. Shout out to Mama Donovan.
Mama Donovan.
Does she watch One Piece?
Hope you're doing good. I hope you're healthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Another Nakama joined the crew in Annie's lobby, so enjoy all the emojis that come with being a Nakama. Another 14 months at Nakama status from Dr. Tudon. At Larry, thought you were calling out hashtag Seb stocks up. Larry was never going to call out for real, bro.
No, I was joking.
Yeah.
That would be mad weak.
That's weak. Yeah, bro. Larry not there.
That's weak as hell.
That's weak as hell. Another 3 months from a Nakama status from Sandy Wu. It says, Spotify helps fast forward Larry's rant. What? Don't fast forward.
Did I rant?
Right?
When did I rant?
Oh. Don't fast forward nothing. Another 10 from Raheem El Rey. Yo, how's it going, guys? I'm back. I don't know if anyone asked already, but do you guys believe Rox is Blackbeard's dad theory? Hashtag topped the goats, fire emoji, much love, brothers. Yes?
Rocks is Blackbeard's dad? We got confirmation.
I don't know if it's a theory anymore. Another 10 months at Knock'em Status from Diamond Life. It says, not expecting calls because this chapter's stacked. Hashtag top dog. We have break week next week, so there should be a lot of calls. Another 2 months at Knock'em Status from Moon Piece. Our guys. It says, can't wait to see God Valley in this flashback. That would be so dope. And shout out to y'all. The collab with Larry was fire. I was able to tune in. Another 2 from Zoro to top 1. Run and hide. The Mihawk upscale never stops coming. Never. Another 20 from Arian Jeffries. Love you, boys. Gotta bounce, but had to ask, do you think there's a chance we get more on God's Valley Rocks' death? With the way this arc is going, I feel like we have to in order for Loki to be completed as a character. On some level, yes. I do think Oda will still keep it kind of
in the tug.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be about Harald. We're getting a lot of Rocks, so I don't know if he's going to dive too much into Rocks.
Yeah.
I'm actually now curious to see what Harold's reaction to God Valley is. Because
that would be interesting.
he probably considers Rox a friend on some level. Like, he fed him, and you know what I mean?
That's why he didn't kidnap his kid.
He still stabbed him. He did stab him. Yo, Loki, why you ain't spin for that? Hey, 2 from Just Tyson. Rox over Roger for now.
You know Loki be getting abused and don't say nothing.
That's true, too. That's true, too.
Bro.
We got another 5 gifted memberships from Moon Piece. Y'all ain't have to do that, man.
Love y'all boys. Thank you.
Another 5 from George. It says, been listening for a year now. Love y'all. How many East Blue Luffys do you think it would take to defeat current Elbaf Luffy? I think 5,000. I don't think there's any number.
No, there's no number, bro.
There's no number.
East Blue Luffy?
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
5,000? Luffy can knock. Well, he can't knock Luffy out, but
Luffy doesn't have hockey then. He's not touching that Luffy.
Probably,
you think he can make Luffy pass out?
You're gonna need like 100K, and even then,
I need 2 million Luffys, and I still don't think it's enough.
He wouldn't even damage him. He wouldn't.
Can they take Bajranga?
No.
No. Another 5 from Misery Avenue. 5 gifted memberships from Misery Avenue. If you guys are receiving these, please throw the Nakama fist up. Thank you so much, Misery. Another 5 from Moon Piece Podcast. Agonizing arrival is greater than divine departure.
Oh yeah, they said that last time. That was from Danny.
That's funny. Shout out to Danny, man.
Yeah, bro.
Another 2 from He's Pirate Jesus. Seb, you ready? Larry was sweating this yesterday. I saw the stream. He was chilling. Another 5 for Red Hair Shankton. Kizaru was mentally nerfed. Big Mom was menstrually nerfed.
Come on, bro.
Yo, bro.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, you guys, bro.
Yo, Shankton, bro.
He's so inappropriate.
Menstrually nerfed is elite. Another 20 from I Am Maximum Stupid. So since we got told the 8th Reverie by Matt Owens that Oda... In the 8th Reverie by Matt Owens that Oda does watch the YouTube community, I think he will meme more to throw the community off, like Buggy being Rox's son. Maybe. I don't think he's participating in, like, the American One Piece YouTube community. Mm-hmm. It's probably just whatever Japan is doing. But I could be wrong. Another 5 from Agent Q. So in Larry's defense, an argument can be made about how successful a crew made by the Davy Jones games can be loyalty and respect. It can be. It can be. I never pushed back on that part of it. Another 5 from Polarize. It says, Blackbeard plus Mihawk stocks are rising rapidly. Invest now or never. Also, I got a voodoo doll of Seb plus Larry, and I be making them cuddle for real. Don't do that. Don't do that. Is that why you called me yesterday, bro?
I called you to hang out.
You're stupid.
Is that why?
Yeah.
You need voodoo dolls?
Oh my god.
Another 5 from Batman Goat. It says, Seb was right. Don't let Larry get away with this one. He was mocking you and was dead wrong. Talk your ish, King. Don't let Larry get away with
Why y'all think it's only me? There's
It's not.
Lawrence and Lionel too that are in
Low
this.
key, Lawrence was more aggressive about it.
Yo.
But
About what?
y'all be letting Lawrence slide.
Yo,
man.
y'all let Lawrence and Lionel slide all the time, bro. I stay getting cooked.
Another 5 from Miracle DeVeo. Not Kaido talking to Law and Wano saying your ability unsettles me. More Rocks lore in 1027. Maybe, bro. We'll see. Another 5 from Misery. Rocks hit that Admiral with the yak no me, and it was too much for him. Hashtag Rock stocks is up. Was Rocks caked up? I didn't see that. Another 5 from Nate's Not Funny. Bringing back the Blackbeard versus Kid Loki conversation because I doubt a grown man Blackbeard could survive the same attack Loki did from Rocks. We'll see, man. We'll see. Another 5.
You're gonna make Seb
From-
catch an aneurysm.
I am saying, it says, in the Chamber of Flowers, the narrator says that Rocks didn't attack because he knew he could not. Why do you think
He didn't say
that
that.
is, and how does Rocks know? He didn't say that
Yeah,
exactly.
he didn't say that.
It just said it wouldn't be effective. Like, it wouldn't work out right now, is how I read it.
Yeah.
We got another 5 from Mikey D. Luffy. It says, Seb without glasses look like Tuck from A Bug's Life. Wow. Hashtag, lol, take the glasses off already. Yeah, I've seen you without glasses before. I don't know why you acting like it's a thing. Another 35 Czar from OBP 200. Crazy how people... No, I don't. That's disrespectful.
Yeah, look, they said he looked like Tuck. Look at Lawrence.
Who look like that?
Me.
Sebastian.
That's crazy disrespectful.
Y'all be violating.
That's
That's like
wow.
a bug.
Another
bro.
35 Czar from OBP 200. PB 200. Crazy how people have Shanks, a confirmed swordsman, above a guy who Oda confirmed is more skilled and stronger than all current swordsmen. Larry went into this earlier. It's because a lot of us believe that Shanks could still compete at near Yonko levels if he puts the sword down, while we don't believe that Mihawk would be able to do the same. So that's where that comes from. Another 5 Canadian from DD ASB. It says, Yo, King Harald might be top 10 all time with 1 feat. Yo,
Yup,
baby.
there. Yup, there.
Maybe. Another 5 from DD. It says, do you guys think that Whitebeard would have been stronger if he was as ruthless as Rocks? No. Some of your Whitebeard strength comes from the fact that he's protecting, in my opinion. But I could be wrong on that. Another 5 from Emu Finished. It says, it looks like Emu and Gunku are wearing similar clothing, so I think Emu is a woman. I asked before on Larry's Live, will she be the baddest woman in One Piece? If it is a woman, I hope that she a baddie.
I'm always about the baddies.
But I think Emu's a guy. It's not here for me. Did it get deleted? What is it? If you could read it, please, Mark.
So Ian Butler with 5 says, Emu means ocean in Japanese. Flip it and you get emu. What? Flip
Umi?
it and you get emu. This is why I feel they must be a sea god. Dami Reversi, hashtag return home.
It's very possible. I saw that Emu is a Sea Devil theory. I think Morge dropped that. The Umi and Emu thing has been out basically since Emu's been named, I think. So it's very possible. You know what I mean? I'm the 1% man. But thank you, Marv. If you see any more like that, let me know. Another 10 Canadian from Agent Q. It says, what do y'all think about the One Piece being the only attainable via a baby Davy back fight throwdown? That's why Roger laughed, because the only person who could challenge him was dead already. Blackbeard versus Straw Hats. I do not, as much as I advocate for Davy back fights, I do not want a Davy back fight between the Blackbeard Pirates and Straw Hat Pirates. If it's not Shanks and Luffy, leave it. Leave it dead in the past. Maybe Buggy. Maybe. But Blackbeard and Luffy need to be beef. Another 5 from SCDB. Roger and Rox and Roger are not real hockey men like Goat Garp. You don't need a fancy tool to flex your hockey. It's a crutch. Hashtag respect only hands. Hashtag catch these galaxy hands. Hey, man. Garp up there. Another 2 from Raheem. Rox was trying to aura farm Emu. Yo, he successfully did. Another 5 from Kirby. Personally, I see parallels in the swiftness Dragon used during Loketown in the swiftness Rox used with Emu. Maybe Dragon has Rox's fruit. Maybe. Another 13 months of Nakama status. It's from Liv LVT 369. It says, I swear these eps ain't the same without Lionel. Lionel here. Anyway, another 2 from I am stupid. Jones D Avery. Let's cook. Maybe. Another 2 from C2XS. Do you think that Rox has Yami and Awakened Chop? The thought process that Rox has 2 Devil Fruits has crossed my mind before.
Really?
But I
hope not.
If he has a fruit, I honestly hope it's something we haven't had yet, or it is the fruit that Blackbeard will get later. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like if Rox has a fruit, I would prefer it be a fruit that Blackbeard acquires at a later date. Another 5 from Grayzilla. It says the law upscaled because of the Rocky Port incident and Ochoko being a Rox pirate. Yeah, a little bit. Another 10 New Zealand dollars from Bumba Scott. Love this podcast. Larry, you always have the best takes. God bless you all.
Oh, thanks, Ben. You want me to help by reading?
No, I'm good. Another 2 from Lozart. It says, could Davy Jones be a term for multiple fruit user? Could be. Another 1,000, not sure what that is, from Shy Joker.
Again.
Ohio.
From Okinawa.
Oh, okay. Question for y'all. Do you think Zebek will be transferred to Blackbeard? 2 of the 3 fruits we know were 2 of Rock's old crewmates, Whitebeard and the Snake Princess. Hashtag TOPT.
Oh, like...
Maybe. Like he's just targeting all the old fruits that...
Yeah.
I don't know. Another 10 from Papa Showtime, longtime Spotify listener, first live and had to pay that Larry tax.
Oh my God, this hashtag, bro.
Shout out to Seb on the Davy back theory. You must have talked to Oda, huh? Also, both twins are here. Love y'all content. Hashtag BBC. Yo, to be honest, that's not even my theory. Like the Davy back thing, it's.
Nah, own it, bro. Just glaze yourself.
It's been out there,
nah,
though.
bro. Glaze yourself. Bro.
Anyway, that ain't a member for 2 months. Shichibukai. It says Toei is going to make Rox lose mad aura points. Hope to see God Valley in this backstory. I can't believe how much this pod grew. 1K plus watching is wild. Yeah, that was wild. Another 9 months of Nakama status from Alex Shizzle. Do you guys think Emu could drop some Void lore? I would hope so. I don't know where else we would get it from. Aside of
maybe.
Just being
when we get Emu's flashback. That's what it's going to be.
Another 5 from Stoner Chef, but no super chat attached. Next time, let us know your thoughts. Another 5 from Zoro Top 1. Keep coping, LOL. The Mihawk apology better be as loud as the disrespect when he reveals his hand. Hashtag the strongest. Hashtag top 2, not 2. Hashtag Mihawk God King. Hashtag rocks over fraudger. All right, man. Sure. Another 5 from Lean 8, but no super chat attached. Next time, let us know your thoughts. Another 2 from Kadeem. It says, so Blackbeard allowed to be a punk, but Usopp isn't? Laughing emojis. Another 5 Canadian from Agent Q. Do you guys think Rox was betrayed in God Valley, and how do you think he was defeated? Thanks. This is One Piece YSG.
Probably a question somebody asked.
Maybe.
Helped out with.
Yeah.
I don't think he was betrayed, in all honesty.
I don't think so either.
I think it went down similar to Kaido, where it was a group battle and eventually became a 1v1 between Rox and Roger, but that's me. Another 10 gifted memberships from Firearms. Thank you so
Our
much.
boy.
Another 5 from Inferno Knight. It says, in y'all opinion, who's the strongest character Mihawk could beat? And I know y'all think he's not a conqueror, so why can't Zoro beat him now? One, I do think Mihawk is a conqueror. I think most of us here do. He just doesn't portray himself as a conqueror most
He could
times.
beat Beast and King.
I think he'd be Fujitora.
Yeah, I say Fujitora too. Yeah.
I'd probably even go higher than Fujitora, but it's up there. We got respect for Mihawk. He just
Higher
gotta.
than Fujitora. The only person who would beat that it would be
You gotta
Gorosei guy.
you gotta get past Beast first.
Another 5 from Kyber Corporate. Larry acting like we had draft picks and rocks his guy. World's strongest Torta. Hashtag consistently pumping into Whitebeard. Hashtag consistently pumping into Shiki. Okay. Another 5 New Zealand dollars from Bumba Class. I can't read that. Do you guys think Loki could compete with Luffy? Personally, I think he could be right below Luffy in overall power. Hashtag speculation piece. Hashtag dragon to go. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Another 1 month at Knockman status from Riasat. Shout out to my boys. Hashtag Larry Tax. Hashtag Larry loves lollies.
No, I don't.
Okay. Another 2 from Jada
All
Rude.
right, stop.
Larry doesn't say Lawrence coming in like. Don't say Lawrence coming in like that. Pause. Yo, it was wild earlier. Y'all ain't peep. Another 5 from Victor Haight. Larry, you going to apologize to Seb his Davy back talk about how Rocks formed his crew?
I apologize.
Yeah.
I tried to give him a handshake and then he went all crazy on me.
I shook your head. Another 2 from That Ain't. Rob finna give Sabo Rocks feats.
Oh my, I hate that,
Yeah,
bro.
I hope not, man. Another 10 Australian from Regal Sloth. If it's eventually canon, in my opinion, the most underrated feat in the series is Shiki escaping level 6 of Impel Down and then fighting Prime Garp and Sengoku. Thoughts? Okay, so that's not how it went down.
yeah.
He fought Prime Garp and Sengoku. I don't know if they were Prime, but they fought, and then they put Shiki in Impel Down, and then he escaped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another 5 from Linnate. It says, thoughts on Ors Jr. as an ancient giant compared to Loki and Harald? Are there tiers of ancient giants in Elbaf, and Ors was just weaker in comparison?
Yeah.
Yeah. Another 10 from Dr. Tudon. In chapter 1096, Roger says it's been a whole year in respect to Rocks when he showed up on God Valley. He states, any idea how I felt all this time? Do you think he lost the Dayback fight? Go back like 30 minutes. Another 10 from Emmanuel Flores. Could Shiki be a Kurozumi? He looks like a young Kanjuro, chapter 963, and Higurashi had Shiki's face stored in her Del Fruit. I think Larry had a thought process on him being from Wano and a former Yakuza.
He doesn't have
boss.
purple hair though.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe he's mixed. We got another 5 from Emmanuel. It says, also, Shiki's kimono is the same as Kinemon's in chapter 963, page 11. It's also unclear if Kinemon is naturally blonde or dark-haired. It's true.
That is true.
Another 5 from Mr. I mean, is he really dyeing his hair now? I thought the point was him being a punk and dyeing it back there.
That's what I thought.
But that's me.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Another 5 from Mr. Eyes. Is Loki versus Blackbeard the fight to make after reading this chapter? I'd like to see it.
That'd
but
be dope.
Loki, I don't know if Blackbeard got that. Another 20 from JD Como. It says, from this chapter, we now see that Emu consistently refers to themselves as Mu. In chapter 1114, Eckhead Arc, we see on the Mother Flame Chamber, A and Mu. If Mu refers to Emu, who do you think A is?
It's supposed to stand for Adam.
I like that. Another 10 from David. It says, Mihawk hype came from the Japanese word in the Raws used for Zebek's attack. It's the same one used for Mihawk's sword skills in 1055, implying that things like Divine Departure are still swordsmanship. We never said they're not, for real. We just said that you can do more than just use that sword. Another 5 from Jadaru. How didn't I notice Lawrence did shadow clone jutsu? Hashtag that's not Lionel. Another 2 from Off-Brand. Buy myself a Sebi body pillow for this W. We got Lotto Boy upgraded his membership to Yonko status. He's been Yonko for 3 months with that. Shout out to Lotto Boy. It says, shout out to the boys. Just want to give the twins their flowers. The way they connect the One Piece to the Bible is so dope and brings an interesting take most content creators don't bring. Hashtag the twins are real. Hashtag
They need to do more of it.
BBC. They really do. Another 2 from Kyber Corporate. It says Davy Jones is to Blackbeard as Nika is to Luffy. Hashtag Goda. Lawrence made that connection a little earlier. Another 2 from JT. It says, where are we scaring Harald now? Probably top 10, honestly. Another 2 from Jada Rude. What if he had Foxy's fruit? That would be hilarious to me. No, but that fruit is broken.
No.
If you're imagine you're as strong as rocks, but you can slow people. This is broken. Another 15 months at Yonko status from Left Lane John Wayne. Been a minute, gang. Big Seb with the big W. Sorry, Larry. Hashtag when you're wrong, you're wrong. Hashtag there can only be one. Rocks is the GOAT, and Loki got something in his bag. Just wait on it. Hashtag in Harald we trust. Hashtag Marvel Vaz.
I like Marvel Voss.
I like to. Another 8 months at Knock'em Stash from Teabag. Somehow Larry found a way to glaze. Well done, sir. There was a lot to glaze in the chapter, bro. Let's not act like it was. Another 6 months, Knock'em Stash from Swag Stupidity. Blackbeard will pull up to Emu and say, I told you I'd be back.
I hate that.
We'll see. Another 5 from Regal Sloth. Forgot about Chapter 0, so disregard the last super chat. What was your favorite and least favorite revelation in the series? Sabo being alive. Without it, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Another 2 from Lethal's hashtag justice for Seb.
Yeah.
Another 2 from Lotto Boy. They gaslight the heck out of you. Hashtag justice for Seb. Chill out, guys. Another 2 from Night Lion. Law asleep for the whole argument. Hashtag conqueror.
He wasn't. He joined in.
I think. I don't know. Another 7 months at Yako status from Cam the King. All this did was remind me that Seb said Kid would beat Lucci, and I'm mad again. Much love. He would. Another 5 from Jada Rude. Lionel turns up on set for 3 minutes. Lord chimes in. Larry chimes in. Seb gets a little emotional. He doesn't know how to not be emotional. Hashtag Houseway. Another 5 from Ricky Howard. Seb and the twins without glasses feel like a Ninja Turtle with no mask. Another 2 from Lotto Boy. Emu, Larry, and his Gorosei twins versus Seb D. Early. Another 5 from ZB Music. If Dorian Bragi were there for Rocks, they said Joy Boy's hockey was comparable to Shanks instead of Rocks. Hashtag Shanks upscale. I don't know that Dorian Bragi ever ran into Rocks, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Another 3 months at Knock'em Status from Regal Sloth. I think Roger went to God Valley solely for Rocks. Possibly. Another 2 from Way the Asian. It says Seb was spitting. Hashtag Hawktua. All right, don't do that. Warlord joined the ship in DigiChamp. Another 2 from Jada Rude. I think Emu is a Pope character. Look at the hat. Maybe. Another 2 from Darth Papa Joe. Is Impel down foreshadowing for the final fight? Maybe. Magellan does kind of resemble a devil or whatever. Or demon. Another 5 from DigiChamp. Do you think the reason Rock's crew doesn't care if he gets murked is because he won most of them in Davy back competitions? Hashtag first Larry tax. Hashtag like the vid. I actually do think it's kind of overboard how they talk about him, personally, but whatever. Another 2 from Owen Lundstrom, 1424. You think we will get a full God Valley flashback now? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
Guys, oh man, thank you, Seb, for all the super chats being read. Thank you to Marv. Sorry for going over a little, Marv. We appreciate you, man. Thank you to everybody that's at home or on their way at work. We really appreciate you spending another week with us. Next week is One Piece break week, so hopefully we get to do calls next week. I know super chats could be pretty daunting, but you know, when you guys send them, we gotta read them, you know. And without a chapter, we're more likely to just answer them. So if you haven't liked the video yet already, please like the video. We're at 921 likes. The goal is to be over 1,000, but it looks like, eventually if we could hit 2,000 likes, that would be crazy. So thank you so much to every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got so much love for you. Thank you for all the super chats. You really didn't need to send them, but you did. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for all those. But we will see you here next week on Monday at 6 p.m. again. So with that being said, my name is Larry.
Law.
Lionel.
Seb!
And this is TOPT. Jana.